Ladies and gentlemen, here we are. We're trying to figure out headphones and stuff. The dog is taking us out. We're back. Episode. Oh my god, I fucking am awful at this.
It's like 40 something?
No, not that high.
Oh.
24.
Oh,
24.
24.
Bloody Mary. It does not rhyme.
It does not.
I think we have the headphones straight now. I
It-
sound very good on
Episode
this microphone.
24.
I have this microphone from now on. Don't I
Yeah.
sound better? I don't know. I sound better to myself.
I don't know. But it's episode 24, and we're talking about the bloody whore.
Whoa.
That rhymes.
Oh, my.
24 whore. Whore.
Bloody Mary
Whore.
from England.
It may be. To be determined. What?
I bet.
Oh, I don't have you turned on at all.
I bet there's a porno
Can't
called
hear myself.
Bloody Whore.
I'm sure there
Oh,
is.
there's a horror movie probably called Bloody Whore. I'm gonna look that up.
If you guys
Probably
are
everywhere.
if you guys in the chat, definitely let us know. Google it. Let us know if there's
bloody
a,
whore.
if you're a bloody whore. Yeah, let's get right to our sponsorship. That's a good segue.
And if you want a tattoo of bloody whore, you can go to
Abaddon Tattoo Studio, unique professional experience nestled in the small town of Pine Grove, Pennsylvania. They provide high quality tattoos and piercings in a relaxed, professional, and sterile environment. You just went and got. No, you were about to go get another
I
tattoo.
got this one.
Oh, you got your mom's signature.
Super cute.
Yeah.
I'm supposed to get ice cream cone, but in June.
But if you're like Bree, it usually takes you your fourth or fifth coffee to get that zombie feeling out.
I was gonna set you up. For
Yes,
that too.
this
I
is
was gonna say,
true.
if you wake up
This is true.
If you wake up in the morning and you feel like a bloody whore, then you need and then
Yeah.
Lots of coffee.
Our fellow podcaster, Shark Bite Biz, has launched his own coffee line, Dead House Coffee, and has the freshest coffee around. Store-bought coffee has been sitting on shelves for sometimes months, not this brew. It is shipped within 24 hours of being roasted to ensure you get the freshest coffee go around. Go to deadhousecoffee.com, that's deadhousecoffee.com, and use code TORNADO to get 10% off your purchase to help out this show. Don't be a zombie, Dead House Coffee. Get back to life.
I've been meaning to buy it. I really want to buy so I could try it so I can tell people.
Yeah, let people know like that actually watch the show, so what's going on. For some reason, like it's not, I don't know. We'll figure it out.
Is that,
What's wrong?
I don't know. Well, I'm just trying to I didn't get a notification that we went live.
we are
It's
very
live.
Oh, yeah. I thought I saw it on Facebook.
we are
You did?
Easter colored except for you today. You got purple and pink shirt.
Oh yeah, you guys are looking beautiful.
I got my Kryptonite Goblins shirt on. I don't know if you've seen
I'm gonna
that.
do this quick.
And I also bought the Nightwalkers shirt or Nightcrawlers. Sorry. That's
Nightcrawler from X-Men.
No, they're like these
Close,
weird cryptid,
but not.
like they're these white things that have like a head and legs, and they walk like like monkey, like kind of.
Ooh,
I'll have to show you the video. They're crazy. They did a whole episode on them.
sounds fun.
Yeah, they're really weird looking. I'll have to bring it up.
Yeah. So Patreon, we have $5 shout out and bonus content and $1 shout outs. The way the Patreon is going to work now is we're going to record an episode in the Patreon episode. And the Patreon, we don't really do a topic. We kind of just banter and bullshit. Not sure if we're doing one tonight yet. To be determined. But if you are interested in that, or if you are subscribed, Patreon content will be timed exclusive limitedly. So we're going to start posting Patreon content up now. So for example, we have an episode on a Friday. So this one of the Fridays, like, oh, maybe on a Thursday, we'll put out Not Cool in High School episode 1 because we're going to be off the next 2 weeks. So what I think we're going to start doing is we're going to start releasing the Patreon content because we had a nice gap now that if we keep recording after shows, we have enough content to keep we can do 2 shows a month.
Mhm.
So one will be a previous Patreon, and the other one will be a fresh one. And then we can release them like that. So that exclusive content on a Patreon will be limited now. And the reason for that is I made a post. Our Patreon numbers went down a little bit. We lost some people. And a lot of people were like, we just kind of support because we want to support. So I figured like this and I was looking at the numbers and like seeing how many people are in the group minus how many people are actually watching. And it was like maybe one person. And that one person is no longer subscribed to us. So it's like, well, I don't want to have all this content here and no one's actually seeing it. So maybe if we put a couple Patreon episodes out, it would be like, oh, I want to see those before everybody else and they can come subscribe and just show like this. The Patreon's there for more support. We're just trying to add the content so it's something worth it. But we want to thank the people who are on, and that's Tommy B, Tree of Life Metaphysical Shop.
Tommy B. I like that Tommy B.
Tommy B.
I know, but I just like the name.
I just suck at his last name, so I just can't say Tommy B.
Let me see it.
It's that Bozroth. Bozroth.
Oh,
Yeah, I mess up every time, so I just keep calling him Tommy B. Brad Zalonis, Higher Earth in Other Words podcast, Jay, and Austin Blackwell.
Jay.
So, yeah, housekeeping out of the way.
Who is Mysterious Jay? Right? You ever see them stickers where it's like, "Who is John Galt?" That one's going around for a while. I don't get it.
Jay he's a local guy. He works at a local business.
Who is
Silent
Jay?
Bob.
A local
Very-
guy at a
very-
local
very nice
business who has a local haircut and likes local foods.
He does.
It would be very vague.
He's about it all.
Oh my God.
So tonight we are going to be talking about the folklore of Bloody Mary. I wanted to have a full thing written up about it, but it's been a crazy
And if
week.
you go to Google and type in Bloody Mary, you're going to
Ooh.
find out a lot about the drink.
Yeah, the drink first. That's what I got. And I was like, this isn't what I want.
So if you're a big fan of alcoholic tomato drinks, we can talk about that tonight.
That's gross. I
Oh.
don't.
They put a slice of bacon in it, and
Yeah,
Like
so
hot sauce. I
yeah.
put like everything in there.
I know a lot of friends
That's
who
the
are like,
ones with,
"Oh,
like,
we're gonna go
shrimp.
drink Bloody Marys," and that
yeah,
sounds
and like pepper on
sounds
the
awful.
glass.
Yeah.
You ever
I
drink
don't-
Bloody Mary?
I will not drink it.
Yeah.
I don't like tomato juice.
No.
Like a stick of celery in it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ugh.
I've seen some
Nasty.
that have like tons,
No.
like at the
I like
beach, they
tomato
put, like,
soup, but I wouldn't
shrimp
want to.
and
I wouldn't want a
everything.
glass
You
of
want
tomato
pepper.
soup.
I don't
alcoholic
like tomato soup either.
Yeah.
With a slice of bacon, celery, and
Just sounds
fucking
like a bad
bacon.
time.
Now, if you give me some like tomato soup with a grilled cheese,
Yeah.
I'm all about
What
that.
if the grilled cheese had booze in it?
Ew.
Oh, yeah,
I
boozy,
don't understand how.
like a
but it
boozy
does.
cheese.
Beer cheese.
You bite in and there's vodka.
Beer
Oh.
cheese.
No.
It's like a
No.
gusher, but vodka.
Ew.
Nope. Just
No.
grilled cheese.
That sounds gross.
No soup unless it's chicken noodle.
Oh boy.
You don't like any other soups?
Oh, I like Italian wedding.
I was gonna say.
I like
let's not
chicken
get crazy
noci at Olive Garden. I'm probably not even saying that.
I
right.
like almost every soup except French onion soup is dirty brown water with onions
I like
floating in it.
French onion.
Yeah, I don't like it either.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
it is dirty brown water with onions floating in it, isn't
True.
it?
It's just
True.
chicken
My
and beef
favorite is-
broth.
My favorite's Italian wedding.
That's what my favorite is
That's
too.
okay.
Italian wedding.
I
So
like
I
good.
like what's
I
the name?
Lots of soup.
Remember Donovan McNabb in the soup commercial?
Oh, the chunky soups.
Yeah, I call him Soup Guy. Them
Yeah.
soups are good.
Yeah.
They are
That's
good.
my name. I mean, that's my name.
Yeah.
That's my soup.
Not that he
Right
played football for 30 years.
there. I don't. I,
He
don't-
sucked
He's
anyway.
a soup
I, don't know, I
guy.
couldn't tell
I
you
don't care
what his
about
number
him.
was. He's Soup Guy.
Number 5. He's number
I
5.
like clam chowder.
Clam chowder is good. Yeah.
Clam chowder's
not
used a
the-
lot.
It's
Yeah,
New
the
England.
soup podcast.
yeah.
I like both.
Yeah, clam
tomato
chowder and New
one
England
and-
I don't
soup
think
are
I've ever
used.
had Manhattan or whatever. It's Manhattan, right?
The Manhattan's the red,
The red one.
Yeah.
I've never had the red one.
It's not that good. It's like okay.
They use it for a lot of
Lobster
fake
biscuits.
puke in movies. Clam
Yeah.
chowder. And,
Do they?
Yeah.
Interesting.
Lobster bisque is
sense.
good.
Let's start
Oh,
talking
I
about
like
this.
lobster bisque.
so,
Supposed ghost,
what do
demon,
you?
cryptid.
Has anyone at this table have experimented as a young child or a
No.
teen girl
Mm-mm.
with the
I
Bloody
watched
Mary?
Candy,
No.
which is
I've watched
basically
Candyman, yeah.
like a male version.
The male.
Yeah.
Yeah, he is the male.
I didn't have
And it's kind of like
cool friends
Beetlejuice.
to hang out with and do fun stuff.
It was always a thing in school. If you do that, you got to do it in the bathroom.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
Mm.
supposed to be the
Yeah,
bathroom. I
yeah.
thought.
So Bonnie Airy Elementary
Because
School.
this demon only goes to elementary school bathrooms.
Yes, that's how we
Yeah,
were
I
told
thought
it.
it could be in your house. It just
I
had to
thought
be
so
a
too.
bathroom.
Well, the kid.
Yeah.
You do it when you're at school. So our
Oh.
bathrooms in Monty area are in the middle of the school, so there's no outside light at all, and they're like little caves. So you go in, we would all turn the lights off, and we would start the chant. Now, different versions of the different story is you say it 3 times, and
That's what I heard.
some say 13.
Oh
Yeah.
God!
Oh, I
Who
thought it was
has the
3.
time?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then
Everything I was
nobody.
reading said,
And then
like,
they forget
3
she just not here. He only said 11.
You
Oh
lost
fuck!
count.
Yeah. So there's
We
2
gotta
different
start
versions.
over.
2
Start
different
right
versions.
over.
But we did it a bunch of times, and every time I would do it, I would always be the kid who would like kick the stall really loud and scream like
Of
a high
course.
pitched like girl scream to freak everybody out.
I
But
found a little article I could read here. Then I don't know. It's from Urban Legends and Cryptids.
go ahead.
So it says Bloody Mary is a folklore legend consisting of a ghost, phantom, or spirit conjured to reveal the future. She is
Oh.
said to appear in a mirror when her name is called 3 times. The Bloody Mary apparition may be benign or malevolent, depending on historic variations of the legend. The Bloody Mary appearances are mostly witnessed in group participation play, like as we said here. And it said, historically, the ritual encouraged young women to walk up a flight of stairs backwards while holding a candle and a hand mirror.
Mhm.
Yeah, I read that.
How many people can do that already? Not many. They're probably falling.
I want to
Yeah.
try it now.
In a darkened house, as they gazed into the mirror, well, was the mirror at the bottom steps? How do you do all that? They were supposed to be able to catch a view of their future husband's face there. However, a chance that they would see a skull or the face of the Grim Reaper instead, indicating that they were destined to die before they would have
Ooh.
the chance to marry.
So
Mhm.
depressing.
So that's
Well,
one version of the
but-
story. Yeah.
What would you rather? Would you rather get married and then possibly die right away, or live to like 90 but never get married?
Hmm.
I'd rather live longer.
Yeah. Live longer.
I mean, it doesn't say when you're gonna die. You know?
It does not.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm actually.
So I
looking for
can
the-
keep going. I'm almost done here.
Good.
In the ritual of today, Bloody Mary allegedly appears to individuals or groups who ritualistically invoke her name in the act of, here we go, catoptromancy. I don't know that word. CATOPTRO mancy.
It's
Hoptromancy.
it's
Summoning
so
saying the
what
name
you're
of the
reading is kind of on Wikipedia here as well,
Oh, okay.
and it's using deviation using a
Divination.
mirror.
Okay.
Mhm.
So it's kind of like summoning something through the
Oh, okay.
works of a mirror.
It said this is done by repeatedly chanting her name in a mirrored place in a dimly lit or candlelit room. The Bloody Mary apparition allegedly appears as a corpse. A witch or a ghost can be friendly or evil and is sometimes seen covered in blood. Well, I would hope so.
Yep.
The lore surrounding the ritual states that the participants may endure the apparition screaming at them, cursing them, strangling them, so there she can manifest physically, stealing their soul, drinking their blood, scratching their eyes out, and then the modern of Hanako-san in Japan strongly parallels the Bloody Mary mythology.
Mhm.
So how about I've never heard of them drinking your blood and scratching your eyes.
Yeah.
I actually knew about the scratching of the
Really?
eyes.
Mhm.
Yeah.
They also, in other different cultures, she's called Hail Mary and Mary Worth are popular examples.
Yes,
Oh,
Mary
Mary.
Worth. Yes.
Yeah, and then how you said the Japanese one. So this one here does say you have to say it 13 times. Growing up, I always thought it was 3.
That's
yeah,
why I
I
always
think
everything I
saw
read
three
said,
as well.
13. And then
And-
there was one that just had like a vague like
and like
number.
Beetlejuice and
say.
Candyman were both 3 times as well.
Yeah.
Yeah. 3 seems
But
to be
I
the
read
lucky
there was
number.
I
one that
heard
said-
5 for
Oh,
some.
see, I always heard 3. Yeah,
I
there was
was-
one thing I saw that said that Mary Worth is believed to be like a witch, and that's where she came from.
Mhm.
But to walk
what I think
up a
was her.
flight of stairs,
Yeah, that's super
backwards, and you have a candle in one hand and a mirror in the other in a darkened house. As you look in the mirror, and you're like,
Yeah. See, I also saw like
Bloody-
there was a bunch that
Bloody
said
Mary?
you have to have
Bloody
a
Mary?
light, but I always thought you were supposed to have no light at all.
that's what they have.
yeah.
I remember hearing about
But
the
then I
light and the
also-
stairs as a kid.
Yeah. Oh, see,
Yeah.
I don't remember.
I just remember the
I do
bathroom,
remember
a
bathroom.
mirror, and you had to look in it.
Yeah. But then I read something that said if you stare in a mirror and like into a mirror in the dark for too long, you'll start to hallucinate.
Probably.
Yeah.
If you
That would
stare-
make
like
sense.
I
If you
feel like
stare
that's
at
what
anything,
people they probably see things. but
Yeah.
it's not really anything.
you stare at anything for too long in
Yeah.
the dark. you're
But it has
probably-
something to do with like the mirror and like the dark. I think it just makes
Yeah,
your
there's some
mind
people
go
who
buggy.
believe that mirrors are actually portals to other worlds.
Mhm.
So if you stare at yourself too long in a mirror, you're not actually hallucinating. You're actually breaking that fourth wall, where you're summoning stuff.
I try not to look at the mirror long enough.
Yeah, I had an article here and I completely
Or
lost
like
it.
Flash Mirror Master, who can go into the mirror world and pull people in and out.
Yeah. So Bloody Mary has been known to be a few different people, and for some reason it's not pulling up for me, which is getting.
When I did research on this a long time ago,
Yeah.
I read that she was like based on Bloody Mary, like the historical figure.
Yeah. So there.
Like the wit or the
The
queen.
queen.
There's
Yeah.
3 different possibilities.
Who-
There's one where it was a woman who was killed during during American times, where she was deemed to be a witch, and she was killed for that. Then people think Queen Elizabeth I, I
Yeah.
believe, and then some think it was her daughter, one of her daughters or one of her cousins who were going to be executed. Well, no, that she was used as like a pawn, and then they would bring her. She came back home to England, and Queen Elizabeth I had her executed. And her execution was pretty poor.
Do you mean Queen Mary
Yeah,
and then
Queen Mary.
You mean
Yeah.
Queen Mary and then Elizabeth being her child?
I don't know if it was her child or a cousin or something
Yeah,
like
because
that.
it said like I heard Queen Mary, and then she had several miscarriages. That's how
She-
people try to taunt her by saying,
Yes,
"I have your baby."
and then
But you just have like a
Real
bunch of
And then she also, was very Catholic. And if you didn't believe in the religion she did, she would then like kill you. Like that's what her history is. And there was like wars started over it. A lot of people died during her reign, which is why she got the name Bloody Mary as well.
Oh, that's the queen, not
Yeah.
the specter, the fan.
Yes, I'm talking about the queen. Yeah.
And Mary Worth was like a witch or believed to be a witch.
Well,
Mhm.
Mary Worth was another royalty, but people can say that she's one of the most notorious serial killers of all time. She would take all these women and she'd kill them and bathe in their blood.
Oh,
She
yes.
She felt like
I
her,
read about
like
her too.
Elizabeth Bathory.
That's who
That's
it
what I'm
is.
talking about. Yeah,
Oh,
sorry.
Mary Worth was the one that they thought was a witch.
Yeah, Mary Worth is So the Bathory is
Yeah.
another theory of who Bloody Mary might be.
That's
Okay.
the one
Mhm.
that they
I,
thought
I
was
learned
Mary
about all
Horror
that
Story.
through black metal
Yeah.
bands.
Yeah.
So that's how.
Yeah,
The
a lot of
Coven,
metal bands
American
do
Horror
that.
Story.
Yes.
yeah.
That's why one of the reasons I like that particular season a lot. They covered a lot of really interesting people.
But I don't get like okay, you say her name 3 times and you summon her. So like,
Mhm.
Yes.
But there was
But for
some that
what?
said she might not show up right away. Like
Yeah.
she might show up like the next day.
Yeah.
oh, really?
Yeah, there's, like, a
What if
delay.
you don't have a
Yeah.
mirror around.
So
Yeah.
there's some theories that you can call her when you're a child and just be like, hey, I'm here. I am now. Like
Yeah,
it doesn't always
she
work on
just,
your
like,
terms.
Shows up whenever
Yeah.
she feels. Like she's busy right now. She's hunting someone else. She'll get to you.
Yeah,
later.
I mean, she's not Santa.
Pick a number.
She can't be everywhere.
Yeah. She's like, fuck, man. There's like 8 other kids fucking calling me. I have to go to
Get in
those
line.
first. And then I have to come
Pick a
back later.
number, I'll see you later.
She has a list of people to visit. Could take a few years.
She's kind of similar to La Llorona too, you know, like
Mhm.
in looks wise, but what people say she looks like.
Yeah, she looks like some people say she looks like a corpse. Some say it's a woman.
Yeah.
They
But,
said
like,
she can reach through the mirror and try to pull you
All the
in.
That's
things
what
I
I'm saying,
read, none
it's-
of them were like she's covered in blood. Like they
Yeah.
were just like, oh, she looks like a witch or
Yeah.
a corpse or
I read that some people said that
Yeah.
she's covered in blood because of her like history and all.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So she was used in a lot of different pop cultures. Where Urban Legends, Bloody Mary was a 2005 horror film. She was in that. There was a Bloody Mary movie in 2006. A Dead Mary, which is 2007. The Legend of Bloody Mary was a 2008 movie.
Supernatural episode.
Yep. In stage, it was used in the Halloween Horror of Nights event in Universal Studios. There was a Bloody Mary version in there. In television, she was in 2 episodes of this show, Charmed. And she involves a demon from killers from different horror movies for one to come to life, and the one killer is Bloody Mary. The Ghost Whisperer, she was in the 3rd season. Supernatural, she was in the 1st season.
Hmm. Great
They have a
episode.
whole write-up of her, I guess a little bit of a different backstory in their episode.
Hmm.
She was used in X-Files. She was used in The Haunting Hour, the series. She was in books. She was the main villain of a book called Cyber Shotgun Revolution.
If you have a cyber shotgun, you don't got to worry about playing.
Yeah.
The
In video
Cyber
games,
Shotgun.
she was also used. Well, I guess as a video game / comic book, she was in The Wolf Among Us.
Oh,
Hmm.
okay.
Yeah, I wasn't aware of that
That's like the Telltale games where you kind of just
Yeah.
push a button and stuff happens.
one. In the NES RPG Terra Enigma.
I don't know that one.
I know there's Sweet Home, and then there's like the early RPGs for Nintendo. Terra Enigma is a 95 action role playing game for the Super Nintendo. I have no idea about
She
that.
was one of the
I've
hardest
heard of it.
bosses in the game.
Mm.
Bloody Mary.
Interesting.
And then Lady Gaga references
Mhm.
Bloody Mary in her song "Born This Way."
She
and her
does.
song Bloody Mary.
Yeah. So yeah, I just realized that was a fucking this shitty topic. Because I lost my fucking page when it
That
comes
sucks. I'm trying to find stuff. I don't really. There was a whole Kryptonite podcast, and they had like people's stories about her. So I'm trying to find some stories that
Yeah.
people might have.
Yeah, I kept finding the same things. A lot of it was about
I'm very
Queen.
very apologetic that I came so unprepared tonight. Like it's just been a really rough long week. Plus going away this weekend to help filming, and then next weekend we're on vacation, so it's a little bit of a thing. But you have your book with you, right?
Yeah, I just found more here. Now this is from not the Wikipedia, but it's like villains.fandom.com.
Okay.
It has her as an evildoer. We also here's some other aliases from Mary Wales, Mary Worth, and Mary Wales as an origin, urban legend, occupation, vengeful ghost, power skills, ghostly abilities, and mirror teleportations.
Nice.
Hobbies: scratching out her victims' eyes, drinking the blood of her victims, cursing her victims. Now, does she curse them like "fuck you" or
Maybe
Huh.
both.
Have
Like put a
bad-
curse on them.
like put a.
what if it's both?
It could
Maybe,
I
maybe
think
she
what-
could be nasty.
I think once if you summon her, it's one of those deals where she can keep coming.
Yeah, crimes: mass murder, stalking, torture. I like how they made it like they have her like a record.
You know what's
Top of villain,
crazy?
vengeful
There's never
spirit.
been like a time where someone's like, "Yo, do you hear about Steve? He's dead. Like, what happened? Like, I don't know, man. Like,
Oh, great.
they found him in his bathroom and his eyes are scratched out of his head. And they're like, clearly Bloody Mary.
Definitely Bloody Mary.
Like, do you think there's ever been a crime where it's committed where they're just like, we have no idea. We're gonna chalk up to like, I mean, I'm sure realistically, yes, but like in the aspect of like a Bloody Mary, like there was never like a teenage girl dead with her feet hanging out of a mirror, like, and it was like,
or half a body hanging out of a mirror,
Yeah,
like, cut off,
and it was like, oh, this is clearly the work of Bloody Mary. We're gonna get out of here.
Somewhere it had to happen. Like somebody was dead in a bathroom, and someone was like,
So there's
Bloody Mary.
also-
I feel
There's-
like they made something up to like cover up. a
There's
murder.
also theories that Bloody Mary was a thing for young women going through the change, and like 'cause a lot of the stories of Bloody Mary revolve around a bunch of girls in the bathroom
Mhm.
talking about Bloody Mary, and then
Well, that's lame.
See, I never
Bloody
knew
Mary
she was
became Flo.
capable.
They
Yeah.
changed her name.
they're like Bloody Mary, like nothing happened.
Yeah. Ah, fuck.
And the one girl's like, "Can you guys leave?"
But in 2 years, she got. Well, now I have boobs, so
Yeah.
wasn't that bad.
Who knows?
Yeah, maybe-
Sometimes boots can be a curse.
I guess.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Like every single time you talk to someone, they never make direct eye contact.
Well,
They're just like, "How you doing?"
but if you
Well,
really nice
goddamn you,
moves,
Bloody
who
Mary.
cares? You know,
I don't know. If I had a huge ween and like people were always like,
looking at it, but you'd be like,
I'm like, listen,
Yeah, but I'm proud.
I'm not an object.
Yeah.
You need to calm down.
Uh-huh.
Treat me like a person.
Treat me like a person. You know how hard it is to tape this thing to my leg?
there's a DC Comics Bloody Mary. So I found more stuff as a vampire, the main antagonist of Infamous 2 DLC, Festival of Blood. I've never played that.
For what game?
Infamous 2 for PlayStation 3.
Yeah, there was a
There's
DLC. with
DLC called Festival of Blood, and she was the main bad guy in it.
Real, I actually really liked Infamous.
I like those too. I thought they were fun. Superhero
You
action.
can do that.
Huh?
You can do that.
I did that.
Andy did it.
Oh.
He fucking took
grew
your
up
job.
Years later, she is resurrected when her followers capture Cole McGrath and use his blood for her corpse. Twisted Metal. But she's not Twisted Metal. Bloody Mary. Typhoid Mary. That she's not. That's about.
Yeah, that's different.
Yeah, it's a completely different thing.
So I'm gonna. As I look here, it said Mary Worth. How they thought that was one of her.
Mhm.
There isn't too much on her. I gotta
No,
find.
yeah, I totally thought there would be more, and I had to keep like researching because he just kept giving me like first he gave me the drink, and then I got everything about the queen, and
Yeah, the ghost of an unhappy woman who either committed suicide due to having her baby stolen or was accused of murdering her children. But if she murdered her children, why would she come back?
isn't
Like,
that
haunt
what
them.
La
Yeah.
Llorona is?
kinda, yeah.
Oh, it was a Bloody Mary South Park episode too.
Depending on the variation
Oh.
she used, this turned her spirit mad with grief or anger. Why would she be mad
If she
or
did it.
angry if she killed them? That
Yeah.
makes no sense.
Well, here, let's do this real quick. So, a Bloody Mary, real quick, is
I'll
a
go to the
cocktail
DC.
containing vodka, tomato juice, and other spices.
No.
Worcestershire sauce and hot sauce, garlic, herbs,
Gross.
horseradish, celery, olive, salt, black pepper, lemon juice, lemon lime, and so. Obviously,
I
the fact that it's bloody,
I think that's cursed.
I like
Yeah.
all the
Whoever
That
came
is
up with all that.
myself.
it's also known as a very popular hangover cure drink.
Right.
It's because you're gonna
That's what they
puke everything
say.
out.
Yeah.
I want like spicy tomato soup and like
No.
booze. That's what I want. Like who thought that
Make
up?
that a drink right now. The
Mm.
terrible idea.
So in DC Comics, Bloody Mary is one of the junior female Furies, who I don't know anything about. A sadistic energy vampire, Bloody Mary enjoys drinking or draining the life out of her victim. She hates being touched and will kill anyone who touches her. So she's like
Me.
rogue, but
She's Amber
she doesn't want to be
from the
touched.
tattoo shop. She's like, "Don't hug me, don't touch me." I was actually out somewhere recently. Yeah, and she, I love her to death. Abaddon Tattoo Studio, Amber. If you're watching, this is you. But we were at the bar when they were not too long ago, and a guy walks up and he's hammered. Now Amber has both sides of her head shaved, and she has her head tattooed. Well, she
Okay.
just got her head tattooed, and the guy goes up and goes, "Did that hurt?"
Oh my god.
And and literally she goes, "Yes, and please don't touch me." And the guy was like, "Oh, I'm so sorry." She goes, "That's okay, just don't do that again."
Why would anyone like want you to touch their head?
Yeah,
That's awful.
I mean, it wasn't a new fresh tattoo. Like, so it wasn't like it
But
was.
still.
But still, like just the fact that he was like so it's funny because like I know like we had a conversation with her and Kira where they're just like, yeah, like I love having tattoos, but it sucks when people are like, where did you get that?
Ew.
Where did
Yeah.
you get that?
I would hate if people
you don't
touched
have
me
to
too.
touch someone's
touch
tattoo. You just
me.
point to it.
Just
Here.
like,
Don't touch me at
that's
all.
so nice. Where'd you get it?
So the drink
Why
name,
you
we're going back to the drink.
Yeah,
But
what's the origin of
so the
Bloody Mary?
Bloody Mary is associated with a number of historical figures, particularly Queen Mary I, who was nicknamed Bloody Mary in the Fox's Book of Martyrs for attempting to reestablish the Catholic Church in England, and a fictional woman in folklore. Some drinks aficionados believe the inspiration was named for a Hollywood movie star called Mary Pinkford. Others trace the name to a waitress named Mary who worked at Chicago and a bar called Bucket of Blood.
Ooh, well.
Wow.
The
Very-
tradition,
very
the,
fitting.
Let's all go
the
there.
tradition of Harry's New York bar in Paris, according to the manager, interviews one of the patrons with the cocktail's first mixed drink there in 1920 and 1920 to 1921, declared it looked like my girlfriend who I met at a cabaret, and the cabaret was Bucket of Blood, and the girlfriend's name was Mary. And the
Oh,
patrons believed the bartender Pete agreed to call it the Bloody Mary.
that's just
You know,
weird.
sidebar, I think the name Mary is so plain and boring. Like, you can't get a more boring name than Mary. Unless you're Lee. I mean, that's pretty boring. I mean, just being honest.
But what if like now? Do you know any Marys that are like
I know
not?
one Mary in real life, and she was very nice.
Okay, was she boring?
No, she wasn't, but her name.
So she made up for it.
Kind of sucks.
She worked harder to
yeah,
to
and
compensate.
you kind
for
of
her.
have to, because if your name is Sapphire, people, ooh, Sapphire's coming. Well, picturing all kinds of crazy people.
I think
Mary's
Sapphire.
coming.
I'm at a strip club.
Yeah, right. Oh, Angelique's coming. Oh shit, Angelique
Nah, I
sounds
knew
hot.
Angelique
I don't,
was
yeah,
a
but
bitch.
but Mary's coming.
I also
Who cares?
see Angelique as like a possible stripper name
Well, yeah, that's what I'm trying to.
because every stripper goes. I'm
Well,
sorry,
you're not gonna
exotic
have
dancer.
a stripper name. Here comes Jen and Ashley. You know, like
You'd be surprised.
yeah, unless it's like Jen Firebomb or something. So anyway,
Here comes Bloody Mary.
Yeah.
You're like,
No, thank you.
They just pull a Carrie and just drop a bucket of blood on her.
I found
No
that-
thanks.
That's what I
Or
would
she's
do.
It's a
really-
guar concert.
or she's really progressive.
Or it's a guar concert.
She comes
Ew.
out full. She
I don't know
doesn't
if
take a
that's
day off work.
legal. Anyway, so if I found the history of Mary Tudor, I can get into that here.
Yeah.
She was the daughter of King Henry the wait, 5, 6, 7, 8 of
Yeah.
England, and his first wife, the Spanish princess Catherine of Aragon, not from Lord of the Rings. Mary's early
Spain.
life was chaotic, as her father's frequent remarriages threatened both her claim to the throne and her very survival.
Mhm.
Henry's pursuit of a male heir led to his split with the Roman Catholic Church, and
Yeah.
Mary's faith put her at odds with the Protestant Church of England.
Mhm.
That clash came to a head when Mary became queen in 1553, and her efforts to restore Roman Catholicism to England would earn her the nickname.
I believe her dad
Bloody
too
Mary.
would marry a woman,
Yes.
have birth.
Yeah.
It wouldn't be a girl. It wouldn't be a boy.
Yeah, and then
He would kill the mother because
Yeah,
it
he's
was.
like the bad one, right? He
So,
wanted to, like
that's
kill
not-
everybody.
So I read a lot I read a lot on
God.
this topic. Apparently I can't speak because I really like historical fiction. I really like this era of
Okay.
England. So Henry VIII was mentally ill. He either had bipolar or schizophrenia.
Or he was a product of incest. Because
I mean that
keeping in the
Possibly.
bloodline doesn't
Yeah.
always.
yeah, that's true as well. But no, he was proven to have mental illness. I will
Yeah.
tell you, he did have mental illness. And so he really loved his first wife, but she did have issues with having, children and things. And then he's basically seduced by his next wife, Anne Boleyn. And then he would move on to the next person, for the reason of having children, but also he was very paranoid. So it was easy to kind of like stray him. And he was always looking for a male heir, yes, but there's other things that went into that too. So Anne Boleyn was beheaded, then he moved on to his next wife. I think that was Anne of Cleves that was next. And he really loved her, but she died in childbirth. And then he had somebody else after that. So
Didn't he kill like 3 of his wives though?
he did.
Yeah. He's like.
wow,
He's like.
Beheaded them.
he gets
yes.
tired of them.
You didn't give me a boy.
Yeah.
Blink. Bye bye.
See you later, bitch.
And it wasn't always because they didn't give him a boy. It was for, other reasons. Mental health played into that.
Wasn't the Queen of Hearts like a reference between him and Queen Elizabeth I in Alice in Wonderland? Like, because off with their head. And
Yeah. hmm
because I know
He did behead all of them for
he was-
political reasons.
he was a big beheading person.
Yes.
And they burned at the stake all the
Queen Mary,
the
Queen
Protestants.
Queen Mary was a huge burn at the stake person.
Yeah.
Yes, for religious reasons.
Mhm.
hmm
It's great. Then she said she suffered from a series of illnesses, and Mary died in 1558, and she was 42. So she only ruled
She
for
was
5
young.
years,
Wow.
and then she became an infernal demon for the rest of the time
Yes.
Allegedly.
until 2021.
I can't remember if she was the one that was obsessed with her husband. Can't remember if that was her or a different.
I don't know. I didn't see anything.
So,
about
like,
it.
if she died in 1552,
It was
why would she come back to
influenza.
fight to kill little girls in the 80s? Like that makes no sense. Like at least the Bigfoot makes sense. Okay, it's monsters live in the woods. Like, but why would this demon keep coming? I'm gonna get you. I haven't.
Don't you
I
say
haven't
my
killed
name.
enough. Okay,
Yeah.
let's say someone killed your kids, and
Maybe
now
they didn't have mirrors.
you're gonna go kill all the kids to get even. After
Yeah.
you kill, let's say 500, you're like, you know what?
I'm over it.
Maybe it took her. All
I
those
think I'm
years to figure
done.
out how to do it.
Yeah, I think I'm done.
What
killing
if you're out like
kids.
at a bar and it's packed and quiet, like it's really a dim lit bar, almost to a candlelight level, and you're like, bartender, and you're like, what? I need a drink. What do you want? I want a Bloody Mary. A what?
Yeah.
A Bloody Mary. A what?
Apparently it's
A
Steve
Bloody,
Austin, too.
a Bloody Mary.
Yeah, what?
And then the lights go out,
Yeah.
and it turns back on, and everyone in the bar is dead. And you're like, because I'm not getting my drink.
But it's still Steve Austin. You want another one? God damn it.
We've been doing this, I think, about 12 times.
Yeah.
If I say it one more time, everyone in this bar is going to die. The coroner comes in. clearly Bloody Mary. Let's back it up.
Yeah.
We're getting out of here.
Chalk it up to that.
Can you imagine?
Their eyes are scratched
Wow.
out.
Clearly Bloody Mary.
So this bloody Bloody Mary Tudor or whatever her name was, whatever the hell her name was.
Mary Tudor.
It says that she was responsible for burning nearly 300 Protestants at the
Yep.
stake in her
She was
attempts to make
insane.
England more Catholic. So she is totally evil.
She's like
is.
Hitler.
Unfortunately, the
she's-
queen that brought so much death into the world was unable to bring any life. She had a frightfully believable false pregnancy.
Mhm.
I can't understand
Oh
that
yeah.
right now.
So she literally was so obsessed with becoming
Whoa.
pregnant. In her mind, she went through a false pregnancy
Really?
where
She
she
did.
showed in everything,
Wow.
Mhm.
and then 9 months later never gave birth.
Wow.
Like didn't just get like not saying she got fat.
Yeah.
She literally like developed a baby bump.
That's great. That's weird.
Dogs do that
I was just gonna
sometimes.
say that
Really?
with the dogs.
My one dog,
Mhm.
she had her leg cut off, like because she had cancer,
Aw.
and we were nervous. We didn't have any other girl dog, any
They
other.
were nervous. I wasn't nervous.
We had no, we she's never been around another boy dog ever.
She was around Kudo, but he definitely did not do.
Oh,
it.
that's right. It was.
But everyone started panicking, and I was like, he
They're like-
wasn't
we're like-
around her alone.
She's like, she's pregnant, and then we took her to the vet, and they're like, no, your dog's going through a false pregnancy.
yeah.
Aw.
Yeah,
That's weird. So the body
Yeah.
like nothing's there, but it's still like in pregnancy mode.
yeah.
Oh, that's
Mhm.
weird. Because I'm reading this. This is kind of supernatural. Let me rewind here. Queen Mary certainly looked pregnant to everyone around her, and even said she could feel the fetus move. When she was a few weeks away from the expected labor, she was
That's fucking
bedridden,
awful.
and doctors prepared for birth, but the baby never came. And soon Mary's swollen belly began to recede. Turns out she was never actually pregnant, which that seems paranormal in a sense, or just really weird. Sometime later in 1558, Mary thought she might be pregnant again. This time she kept the joyful news quieter, which was probably very easy back then. Unfortunately, once again, it was again a false pregnancy. Even more unfortunate, Queen Mary died in the middle of it. And she was Queen Mary 1, by the way.
Yep.
In the middle of what?
She died in the middle of her second fake pregnancy.
Of not being pregnant. So that just sounds very fishy too.
mental health problems run through that family.
Here's the thing, though, when it comes
If
to
you
mental
look,
health.
if you look,
I
at
think we
She died
all.
from influenza.
Well,
Do you think there's anyone who's perfect who doesn't have any mental health
No.
that,
issues?
no,
Well, I mean, as far as not, how to say, like, they're not like there's no anxiety, there's no what's from negative things. Like,
Yeah.
they're like very.
But you can still like have not have like anxiety and depression and stuff, and be a huge fucking narcissist.
Yeah,
right?
yeah. Like,
But is that a disability or is
I
that
don't
no,
think- no, I
a
don't
mental
think it is.
disability or is that
narcissism
or that's
is
just
a
a
person.
personality trait?
That's a personality
yeah.
disorder, which is considered mental health.
I know, but everyone throws disorder at the end. Like, can you just be an asshole and it's not a
You-
disorder?
Well, yeah,
Yeah.
you can,
Yeah.
but it was proven for
Yeah.
this family.
So
Yeah.
here's it says that because she makes quite a convincing case to be Bloody Mary, because those that believe she's Bloody Mary say she's searching for her lost children that she thought she was going to have, and she's ready to steal one if she must. But if she's been around since 1558, well, let's give her. Let's say she took a couple years off. Let's say 1560, and then she started coming in mirrors to get her baby back. Between 1560 and like 1970, I think she would have got 2 kids.
Maybe she did.
You know, is she just a really bad specter that she can't like? She can come and she can scare them, but she can't get them kids back. You know,
Mhm.
like I don't know. And then there's a contestant number 2. This is Mary, Queen of Scots. This is a different Mary. Unlike other women on this list, Mary, Queen of Scots was not believed to cause much bloodshed
Mhm.
and just seemed to happen all around her. Her ill-advised marriage to her cousin. Oh
Mhm.
my, maybe he was hot. Who knows? The Earl of Darnley. Doesn't
Yes.
sound hot.
He was
The
rich.
Earl.
Turned sour when he stabbed a man 56 times in front of a pregnant Mary. After 26, I think he got him. Following the vicious murder, Darnley died mysteriously.
Mhm.
Whoa,
She killed
this
him.
is good. This is good. This is good stuff here. While there was never any proof towards a finger at Mary, who happened to marry one of the main suspects of Darnley's murder. Wow, how about that?
Yep.
That's something else.
It's a lot of times to stab. someone.
56. I think you would run out
You
of
get tired.
places to stab.
Yeah.
Was it 56 or 26?
It's at 56.
56.
Yeah,
Even
56.
26.
Yeah.
I'm not saying that one is better than the other. I
mean, the
it's
guy was-
insane.
I was dead. I mean,
Yeah. I find this, piece of
Like even just like
Yeah.
oh.
It
Jesus
happened
Christ.
though.
Let me
Like,
take a break.
it did
I'm gonna come
happen.
back.
It happened.
Well, yeah,
Like,
because
it's
people are
crazy.
insane.
It's just like you just shake your arm out.
Yeah,
I'm not
like-
done. I'm not fucking done.
I think if you were to hack someone 56, you can cut some arms off, some legs
Yeah.
off 56 times.
lot.
It's
I mean,
crazy.
depending on what they had.
I was gonna
sword or
say
something.
also, what did he stab him with? Yeah.
Okay, so
a
even more
pin.
tarnished to her
Oh,
name,
no.
Mary scooped up her infant son John, later to become the King of England, and
Mhm.
traveled to her cousin Queen Elizabeth I to beg for
Yes.
protection. Elizabeth feared that
This
there
is the
would be
girl. Okay. Yeah.
uprising of Mary Queen of Scots to take over her throne, so she had her thrown in jail.
Mm-hmm.
Mary Queen of Scots was in prison for 19 years
Yes.
due to more conspiracies whispered in Elizabeth's ear and a few elaborate escape plans on Mary's part. She was sentenced to death by beheading.
Yes.
Unfortunately, the executioner was unskilled, and it took several attempts to kill her.
So
Mhm.
his first whack, he hit her in the back of the head and didn't decapitate her.
Right.
That's either a dull axe or he's not very strong.
He missed.
Yes, yeah.
He missed. And then his second swing, he hit her in the neck, but it was still
It was still attached.
Mm.
Then
Can you imagine that?
Then he had to go
You're
get
probably dead.
he got a handsaw and had to finish the job.
God.
And people in the crowd lost their shit,
Yeah, they probably loved
which is kind of crazy because it's like you're already there to see a behead, and so
Yeah.
Did he
as
have
long
like
as
a-
it's
Because
Yeah,
it was
yeah. I mean, if-
inhumane.
if you came for a
basically.
beheading, I mean, everything's on the table at that point, right?
Yeah.
Like,
Also, isn't that crazy? Like that's how they used to kill people. Like, just
Yeah.
But you think,
public
like,
beheading.
But I
Have
think a
people
lot,
go watch.
either get this guy. Either this guy was blind, or he had a
Fire
real
them.
small
He
axe.
just
If you
sucked.
had a big axe, I've never
Just
cut
sucked.
someone's
hit
head off.
something.
would you
I
take
think I could cut someone's if I had a big sharp axe.
Yeah.
Fucking,
could you imagine you're born right and you're like you're been gifted enough to be like a 6'7" dude,
Mhm.
300 some pounds, muscular, strong, and you're like your job in this life is you're going to be an executioner. That'd be a tough gig.
Yeah,
I
what
think I'd
would
run
it be?
away.
I don't
I don't
think
think
I would
I'd
do that
Be a
job.
tough gig.
I mean, you could try and just kind of look and like, and then just.
Well, I even know when they would do the firing squads, they would because they didn't want to put the burden on every single person there, like to be the one to kill them. So they would just everyone would line up the shot, and only one person had a real bullet, so you
Yeah.
never knew where the bullet came from, which is kind of a thing.
Yeah, that's kind of cool. So here's another good thing. Once she'd been successfully beheaded, the executioner tried to lift up her head and yell, "Long live the queen!" But he only grabbed her red wig, and Mary Queen of Scots' real hair and head fell to the ground.
Oh my
Ooh, oh jeez, this is a mess.
Yeah, so
It's possibly
so
this
he
person-
wacks the back of her head off. Then he
And then he knocks
hits
her
her
fucking
neck
wig
and doesn't
off.
fully get it off. Then he takes a handsaw in front of a crowd,
Mm.
and he's like, "All right, cool. I gotta really save this deal." Picks it up. He's like, "Fucking
I
wow."
think they should have
What a joke of a guy.
the executioner there.
They
sucked his
should.
job.
Also, why?
What I
like,
would've
so
done,
beheading
I would've
her, why
kicked it.
would he say that? Why would he try and pick up her head and be like,
I would have.
To show support for Queen
Oh, for
Elizabeth.
the other-
Yeah, because he
Okay,
butchered the whole execution. So I was like,
Terrible.
"I fucking
'Cause
love you," and then her head
Terrible.
falls, and he's like, "I'm gonna kick it into the crowd."
So that's why they said she might be Bloody Mary. And then contest number 3 is that Elizabeth Bathory that you said.
Yes.
Okay, her name is Mary, but it wouldn't leave Elizabeth Bathory out of the equation. We'll just go real quick on her because it's not much here. Actually, I wouldn't do anything that might I wouldn't do anything that might upset the spirit of Elizabeth Bathory, also known as the Blood Countess. Elizabeth Bathory was a Hungarian royalty in the 1500s and remains the most prolific female serial killer in history.
Mm-hmm.
She thought to be the inspiration behind Dracula, quite the blood resume, and believe me, she earned it. This is some of the words. So
Yeah.
Elizabeth Bathory had an unquenchable thirst for killing and could get away with it because of her vast wealth. Even the king owed her money. Hundreds of girls disappeared in her castle. There were reports of cannibalism, beating, strangling, stabbing with needles. Okay, well, if you get stabbed, it sucks either way. And
Mhm.
even lacerations from Elizabeth's own teeth. That's the bad part thing. There's no way to get an official count of how many girls died in the Blood Countess castle, but the estimated figure is more than 600. It'd be no wonder that even in death, Elizabeth Bathory's thirst for young blood would continue, making her a strong candidate for Bloody Mary. I think she would be the best one.
She used to
Yeah.
cut girls apart and drain them into a tub.
Yeah,
and then
Yeah.
sit.
Yeah.
Yeah, because she believed that would keep her young.
Yep.
She's
sick.
She was ahead of her time because isn't that what's happening now with celebrities where they're baiting and drinking babies' bloods?
No, okay, yeah.
Supposedly.
But she was more just young
Yeah.
girls.
She's ahead of her time.
So that's crazy.
Maybe she went to the future.
Yeah.
Oh,
Well, she enough blood.
Maybe.
She came back to life. She should be in a video game like Castlevania, like that was Bathory.
She sounds like she already is one. She sounds like she's a new Resident Evil.
Yeah, and then they take her to the castle and just whack the girl.
probably that vampire.
The big 8-foot tall, very busty vampire.
Yeah,
Her. That's what she looks like.
Lady Demascu or something.
Yeah. You see people playing the game cosplayed as her.
Yeah.
Like that's
Already.
like the big thing now is people going and stream cosplayed
And then
as
play
her,
the yeah.
and then play the game.
The
Oh,
funny thing
hey,
is
good
that
for them.
she's the first boss, so she goes down very early in the game.
Yeah. People are like really excited, and she's
Yeah, it's kind
not a very big focal point.
Kind of a bait and
Oh.
switch there.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Well, that's because just people latched onto the character model and didn't really
Yeah,
know.
that's
So I guess in the one part of the game you can find like a fly swatter,
slap her.
And then people
Yes.
are making
Stick up
videos
behind her.
where they get her to chase her, and then they get behind her and they smack her on the ass, and they run back around, and she's
Oh.
like swiping at them.
Oh my god.
She's like, "You vile human!" And she smack her in the butt.
I just put some Rick James music to that.
Yeah. I haven't played it yet. I'm waiting till I come back from vacation to try it out.
I don't want a first person Resident Evil. I didn't like 7 at all.
I'm hearing though that if you're a fan of 4 and 5, it's really good. It's not so much as the scariness; it's more or less it kind of dives back into that Resident Evil. Like the gun mechanics and stuff are really fun. So I think what they're trying to do is they're going to do one more first person one, and then I think they're going to try to maybe make another series and go back to third.
Well, they were going to redo 4. They're saying, and the third person. I'd say just split off, and that way you could do one, do there, no one, and everyone's happy.
Yeah. I kind of want 1 to be remastered again.
Oh, because with the over the shoulder because
Yeah.
it has the tank control. Well, update tank control.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it's still like kind of zombie and monsters.
Resident
Okay.
Evil.
Resident Evil.
Okay.
Monsters and movies.
Well, it is supernatural.
It's supernatural spooky.
Yeah, that's probably about all we're gonna find about Bloody Mary. I couldn't find any stories.
Did you guys come across any like news or come across anything like along your travels, social media, if anything spooky or paranormal?
I posted that one thing. Did you see that huge fish they found?
No.
It was
No.
a sturgeon
Oh.
that was believed to be over 150 years old. The guy's laying next to it. I posted it on the page.
I did see that.
No, I didn't.
It was
see
in
that.
Detroit. They pulled it out of, I think, the Detroit River.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah.
You can
I'll
catch
pull it
them
up
in
here.
Animal Crossing. They are real.
It was.
nothing. I was watching the
Yeah.
original 13 Ghosts yesterday.
Yeah, we actually have a horror box to unbox, and that may or may not be an item in there.
Also, the
What,
Wicked
Animal
Witch-
Crossing?
the Wicked
No,
Witch
13
of the
Ghosts.
West.
What?
The Wicked Witch of the West was in the original 13 Ghosts.
Yeah, I told you that's who it was.
I know.
Oh, and we'll go over this if we have enough time. How much time?
No,
No,
What
we
are
have plenty of
doing?
time. Go ahead.
We're
We're doing well.
24 extremely local cryptids you've probably never heard of. How about that?
Okay.
Okay, as it loads here, I should.
Is this for Pennsylvania?
No, this is just extremely local. So it could be to the area. So it might be California.
Does School County have any cryptids?
I tried to remember that I found that fish monster that lived in what's the dam by Gears when you're going that way? Used to be a
Um,
vacation thing back in the day. There was like a big snake apparently. I took a picture of it. No, not the snake.
Is it a
The
cryptid?
article.
you found
It was one. It was like 2 paragraphs.
Is it just a snake?
Yeah, it's a big snake. That's all I could find of. I'm sure there's probably a Bigfoot. So here we go. This is just local to the area they're in. Old Ned, Lake Utopia, New Brunswick. Apparently there's a monster in that lake, Old Ned. It's always Nessie, they call him. And sightings go back into local indigenous folklore. My grandfather claimed, not my grandfather, claimed to have seen it as a boy, serpent-like and scaly and swimming very quickly across the lake. You can well imagine that hearing this story, the imagination of a 6-year-old latched into what must have been like for me. Or my grandfather's 10-year-old stuff back then. Okay. So maybe I won't read all these.
Yeah. Well, I have something here real quick. This is from PennLive.com,
Okay.
and it says Monsters of Pennsylvania: Bigfoot, UFOs, giant snakes, and more. So the first one is Bigfoot.
Mhm.
It has been spotted in Bradford County, Clearfield County, Dauphin
Sullivan.
County, Elks County, Lackawanna County, Lancaster County, Luzerne County, and McKean counties.
Lancaster's kind of surprising because it's all flat down there.
Yeah, never
That's
had
dope.
Bigfoot.
never had a Schuylkill County size.
Man.
I think we need to go and look.
Yeah, we have mountains. would love
Not
to see
so
it.
much a cryptid, but we actually talked about this. I've talked about this in private with the It's Just Beer podcast guys. But another thing in the area that people say is there but not there is mountain lions.
Yeah, big
Oh
cats.
yeah, I've seen one.
I've seen a bobcat, but like that's
I've
not,
seen one of them.
a mountain lion is not that unbelievable.
No,
I
no.
When you talk to like wildlife
Mm-hmm.
conservative people, though, they say that mountain lions are not in Pennsylvania.
Yeah, which
100%
true.
not chance they're
which
there.
I don't believe.
But then I've
No.
also heard stories where sometimes they'll tag and release big game cats
yeah, like
in the woods to cut down on deer population.
yeah,
And then take it down and remove it back from the area.
I can see that. I don't know what the big cat. There's
But
two
it's
big
like,
cats in
but
the
it's like
state.
it's like a very, very big taboo thing where they're not even supposed to talk about doing it.
Yeah,
Like sometimes they'll release like a species into a wildlife area just to be like, all right, we're gonna put them in to take out something,
yeah.
like
Mhm.
to reduce population, then take them
Or-
out of the
and then-
equation.
but then they mate with something that's already there.
So like
and
right now, like with boa constrictors in Florida, like they're crushing the ecosystem. Like they're
Wow.
down there just like that species of snake is
Yeah.
just taken over because it just become people would buy them as pets.
Yeah,
And
and
release
release
them.
and that's
Yeah.
another thing. You could get a giant cat. I bet if you really wanted to,
Yeah.
and you could release. Like I can get a pet alligator. It's not allowed, but I could. And then if I just leave it in the swamp, and maybe I have a girl alligator and it has more. You know,
Sewer.
it's
Yeah.
not that on her. It's not like
Yeah. It's not
there's
impossible.
elephants running around. It's
Mhm.
it's a big cat.
The other
Yeah.
one is UFO. UFOs in the sky, plane
Kecksville.
meteor, spotted in Berks, Blair, Chester, Dolphin, Delaware, Erie, Monroe, Westmoreland encounters. I know there was one where there was actually a UFO crashing. in our
Yeah,
area.
that's the Kecksville.
Yeah, the Kecksville UFO.
That's one I want to do because that's one that looks like a giant bell. So it's like southeast of Pittsburgh, I believe, somewhere south of Pittsburgh.
Yeah, a chupacabra
Ooh,
spotted in Dolphin County.
wow, Dolphin. That's Harrisburg area.
Yeah,
Yes, it is.
Chupacabra, kind of like the Jersey Devil.
yeah, it's kind of like a little dog, like a little hairless dog. They
Yeah,
kinda,
sometimes it's like a lizardy type alien looking thing.
yeah. The Racetown Ray.
That is a excuse me, Robin. That's like a river monster.
Yeah, spotted in Lake Racetown.
Yeah, I read that and I thought it was a manta ray.
Yeah,
I thought that's so cool, manta ray in a lake, like salt water. And then it's like, oh, it's just a Nessie ripoff.
yeah. Giant white wolves in
Which-
Blair and Clinton County.
Which that's believable.
Yeah.
That is believable.
My friend has a giant half wolf dog that if you
Mhm.
seen, you would freak out.
Really?
So if that got released into the
Cute,
woods,
though.
yeah, you would.
Is it like a giant? Is it husky or is it mixed with wolf?
No,
It's wolf.
it's a wolf. She weighs 250 pounds or something.
It's like that big. Remember that one
Yeah.
time we
Cute.
were at?
She's a
Where
big
were
dog.
we? We saw that huge.
Oh my God, we went to
think
this
she's
one.
Fair.
cute.
Was
I
it
think
right
she's
there?
cute.
She's a very nice dog and
Yeah,
cute.
she's sweet.
But if you-
I met this lady right outside of Monty City when I was working with the pawn shop. We had to go to her house and we were buying movies,
Mhm.
and she legit had a wolf, like as a pet.
well, yeah, you
Yeah,
can
you
get like a
can.
half. There's so much percentage you can have where they don't go like.
Yeah, where they're
Yeah.
not. Yeah.
But
Yeah.
if this was in the yard and like ran it, you'd be like, oh my god.
You would think you saw a real like wolf or a dire wolf.
So that
Um,
one's not unbelievable because there's albinos and
Mhm.
white
Mhm.
deer and stuff. So
Giant snakes in Adams County.
No thanks.
Snake that is up to 15 to 40 foot in
Nope.
length
good
and a
god,
foot
Nope,
in
kill it.
diameter.
Kill it now.
a foot! Wow.
Yeah.
Well, I don't like killing.
An
Living creatures,
Alba twitch.
What's that?
Okay, so that's either Albert Witch or
Albert
Alba
Witch.
Twitch, and that's like a German
Witch.
thing, and it lives by Susquehanna, right?
Lancaster counties.
There's a lake thing up there. I was just listening to one about that.
And it's a very slender 4 to 5 foot tall ape-like cover. So it's a small, pretty
Small
much.
monkey.
It could be a baby Bigfoot.
Yeah, kind of, but it's like the Alba Witch, and that's German.
Do
for
they look
something.
like Wookiees?
I
Kinda.
mean, all Bigfoots
Yeah.
kind of look like Wookiees.
It looks like.
Then
a
I
baby
like it.
Bigfoot.
I like
I like
the
it.
Alba Twitch. We could do one on that. That would be like we'd have to do like 2 cryptids. Per
The
show.
Nuwi, Nuwi, is a striking resembling massive looking sized turkey vulture or a turkey vulture like
Can
creature.
I see the how?
Where is
There's
that
only like
at?
a
I bet
cartoon.
that's
I feel
Native
like
American.
There's
some
no
of
like
them-
actual art, just cartoon of a turkey vulture.
the word.
Where
the
is that
Oh.
at? Because I wonder if I ever
The
saw
new
one.
wolf.
Oh, the
I
Nui.
feel like it's
Nui,
just a
yeah.
turkey vulture, and people.
I've
didn't
seen
think
turkey
it was.
vultures and almost hit one with my car. Well, actually, it almost hit my car because it wouldn't move.
Like I feel like that's what that was. Somebody
Probably.
just mistook it.
If you
for-
see the turkey vulture, you'd be like, wow, that's fucking big.
They are
Yeah,
big
yeah,
and
they're
almost took out my front
Gargoyles.
fender.
Gargoyles. That's the Butler gargoyle.
Butler
Remember that
gargoyle.
one? I love
There's
it.
one where it's like a pterodactyl.
Yeah, I heard that too.
Probably
Sometimes they
is
say
a pterodactyl.
I'd like to see that.
the Thunderbirds sometimes
Thunderbirds.
are pterodactyls. They're reptilian.
A dog man
Ooh,
in Lancaster County, Mercer County, and Westmoreland counties.
I think we need to go to Lancaster.
yeah. I didn't know there was so much cryptids down there. It's flat. There's
We do.
farmlands.
Werewolves were spotted in
guess
Chester and
there's a lot of, like,
Northumberland County.
Yeah.
Right?
Here it is, baby.
Northumberland or North?
Northumberland, yeah. Squonk, Franklin County.
Yep.
Here's our boy, the
I hope the
Squonk.
squonk comes back. Squonk don't get enough love.
Yeah,
I wanna
small
make-
pig with loose, fitting, wrinkled skin, enlarged, flat face,
I
so
feel like-
ugly it cries itself to sleep every
I
night.
feel like
He's
some
not
of
that
these
ugly.
are just like clearly
Made up.
something like it was a pig and something happened to it and it probably like
Yeah, like it was
Like had a
mutated.
it was
disease.
sick
Yeah.
or
yeah.
had a disease. Yeah, and then somebody was just like,
Are you trying to say that none of this is real, honey?
not all of
What
it,
the fuck's wrong with you?
some of it.
So there's
Some of
I'm back on this list here. We'll get in with this list. 'Cause
Yeah.
there's enough here. There's the big muddy monster in Murfreesboro, Illinois, and what is he? I think he's another river monster here. Yeah, And then he's an. This is an animal often likened to the Sasquatch in size and appearance, but with a distinct skunky smell. That's another thing. Bigfoots usually always stink. They say.
Yeah, they smell.
Yeah.
Those
Do
who
they?
believe that the two cryptids are the same surmise that the animal swam down the Big Muddy River in Murfreesboro to the Mississippi River and thence north to the Missouri River, by which it swam to a bend in the river near Crevar Core. Okay. Okay, now I like this one. Bunny Man.
Aw.
Virginia, it's the Bunny Man, but I don't know if we can consider it a cryptid or a ghost story. One story is that he was a man who escaped a state facility and lived in the forest and wore rabbit pelts to stay warm. What? How would you even know from afar?
Mm-hmm.
Unless he had big ears, but how would he get big ears? Because of little tiny bunnies. Anyway,
He made them.
the other is the same, except there's an experiment that goes horribly wrong, like all good cryptid tales, at the facility, and he becomes half man, half bunny.
Jen in the chat. What's going on, Jen?
Hello.
Just lost that earlier. Bring up. Yeah, I liked that he was an experiment gone wrong. He's half man, half bunny, like Usagi Yojimbo.
I like. Ooh, that's deep.
I RSVP'd to her jewelry thing last night and then I fell asleep.
Ooh,
Well, you're fired.
I know. I felt
yeah.
bad.
How dare you? I like this one. This is from Louisiana. The Rougarou. Here in Louisiana, the local cryptid is the Rougarou.
I do declare.
Yeah. which has many spellings and derived from the French loup-garou, which literally means werewolf. Although relatively common across the French-speaking world, like so many things, it appears to have gained popularity and prominence in the swamps of Louisiana. The Rougarou.
Wait, what's that? What's the word?
I just watched that episode.
I did too, actually. Yeah, I love that episode. It's
Loup-garou?
one of my favorites.
I'm not. I can't speak French.
I was
I,
wondering because the one book I'm reading, they're talking about this guy who has this like, I don't know what you call it, like a disease disorder where he literally just grows like
Hair.
hair
Oh, okay.
everywhere.
Yeah, that.
And they call him like it's something like some French word like that.
Oh, the Rougarou.
Like the loup-garou.
Then we have the Lake Worth monster, who that's pretty easy. It's like,
And I feel like that's what some of these things are too. Like people probably have like disorders like that, and no one knows. Like,
Yeah.
they see them.
and then that's a monster.
Yeah,
And like a lot of the lake things, it's a tree or something. It's a dead animal
Yeah.
floating, or it's an old boat. I like this guy. I'll show you the picture here. This is the Grass Man. Look at him. Kind of looks like a
that looks like a Grinch.
like
the-
a
Yeah, I thought he
Grinchy
was a Grinch.
with his horns.
He's a sexy Grinch.
Yeah, and
I
he
like
got
him.
an axe there. Got a little titty going on there. Cuyahoga, what a name! Cuyahoga Valley National Park has gained hominid called the Grass Man. He has 3 toes for some reason. I really hope he's more Swamp Thing than Bigfoot. I want to look into him because there's not much here on the Grass Man.
Yeah.
And there's the Goat Man. This is Prince George County, Maryland, which is not that far away. A lover's lane type of cryptid that reportedly attacks parked cars with an axe.
Whoa.
An escaped experiment from the local USDA or University of Maryland Laboratory.
That's how we got the vaccines.
Isn't it the urban legend?
Oh,
of
Yeah.
the Goat Man.
Yeah, that they were working on the vaccine, and then the goat man was
Yeah.
born.
that's why I
urban
have a
legend,
big
isn't
red
it?
bar on my arm.
Do you
Am I
remember-
turning into a goat woman?
You are.
Do you
might
remember
be.
the
Great. Great.
Saturday Night
I
Live
like to
Goat
hear.
Boy?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Jim Brewer.
Yeah,
Nah.
yeah. Goat Boy. White River Monster, Newport, Arkansas. Oh, see, it's a White River creature. The river ones are never a big scaly fish type thing, about 12 feet long with a single horn on its head. It's a narwhal that supposedly sank a riverboat.
I
or
feel
I
like-
two.
like narwhals.
I feel like with today's technology and like radars underwater, we can definitely find out
Yeah.
what this stuff is.
I feel like they're all just
There's big
most
fishes.
is-
and stuff.
yeah, or it's just like a mutated animal.
Yeah, which can happen, you know?
I'm not saying there aren't some that are like
Here's how
legit,
crazy
but I
the
feel like a
human
lot
mind
of
is.
them are just mutated animals.
We lost a lady, and she escaped and ran.
She didn't escape. We were only her captive.
Yeah, she escaped. She's a slave
She
dog.
got
The
out.
dog is currently under the table for anyone
Yeah.
who is.
She got out.
Yes.
My parents live closer to the end of town, right? So she escaped from my mom and ran like she was running towards Shenandoah.
Mhm.
So she
Or
left.
she ran the other way and then ran towards her.
Oh yeah, so she ran towards the middle of town and then got scared and then ran back. So she ran like half the town one way, then out of the town, and then made her like she was like running to Shenandoah. It was crazy.
Ugh, then
And
she
she-
would have ran back.
And she made it all the way to like the
What
little
is that thing?
where the St. Nicholas Breaker is,
Okay.
or was.
Yes.
She made it to there, and there's a little patch there called Liberty Run or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
And she was like in that area, in the coal area. We couldn't find her for like 2
It was-
weeks.
No, it was 2 days.
It was longer than 2
Or
days.
was it? It was maybe 3 days. It was a weekend.
Oh.
But we had like a blizzard.
And then we
Oh,
got hit with
boy.
like every single night we went out, we got hit with a blizzard. So we would look for her during the
So
day,
bad,
then
so
a
much
blizzard at
snow.
night. We're like,
So much
fuck, we're
snow.
never gonna. She's dead. We're
Yeah.
never gonna find
Oh,
her.
that's so scary.
And all the people in town were like, "What are you looking for?" We're like, a dog, and they're like, well, we haven't seen a dog, but we seen a little baby coyote
Or like a little deer.
and a little baby deer was running around, but that was it. I'm like, that was our dog. And
Yeah,
I'm
like
"Nah."
they showed a picture and they're like, yeah, because she's got big ears.
Yeah.
So like these people were like, clearly a dog walked by, and they're like, I think it was a half coyote deer little thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hybrid.
Yeah.
Wow, what a hybrid that is.
It was crazy, bark like a dog and everything.
Yeah. So if someone sees a dog and think it's a coyote or a deer, and like
Yeah. So it just
Exactly.
it just goes to show how quick like people can be like,
jumps to conclusion.
or just make like, I mean, they weren't like making a monster, but like, yeah, baby deer was walking through. Like, what?
It was the biggest coyote I ever
They
seen.
just seen big ears on a dog, and they're
Yeah.
like, that must be a baby deer.
Yeah.
Wow. Well, that's a big baby deer.
Right, or like short. I feel like she's too short to be a baby.
But I feel like she probably walked like Bambi because she's a little priss, and she's like, I don't like high snow.
well, it's like dirt and mud.
Walking like the
Her
Yeah.
paws were
crawlers.
her paws were destroyed
I can
They're all
imagine.
out.
because she was running on like the coal roads and stuff, and it was scratching up her paws.
So
and
okay,
then,
so this is a creepy
and then all the
story.
rock salt and stuff.
This is a creepy story. So I saw her, like we were driving back to Monty City, and I was like, "There she is!" Like his mom stopped the van. She killed me too. She literally pulled so far off the road, and it was just like 4 feet of snow. I could barely get out of the van. I was so mad. And then I ran over. Of course, she ran away because like they're in like panic mode. And I chased her. I'm following her footprints in like the mud, like the dirt, and they just stopped. Dead, like
Yeah.
stopped. I literally was walking in circles. And
A hawk picked her up.
there was no there was no more footprints. Like they were just gone. It was the weirdest thing ever. Completely gone.
She leaped.
Yeah.
I don't know what she did, but she went somewhere
She
and then
teleported.
your mom
Yeah.
found her. Like
That's crazy.
it was super
Aw.
weird.
Oh, hey.
She ran right up to my dad or something like that.
Yeah, like she panicked. She ran from me, then she ran from your mom, and like your dad kind of pulled in like the same time. And he had Angel, and she just was like went to her and just like dropped,
Yeah.
laid down.
So I'm over it.
And
Yeah,
now
she's like, oh,
So take
you
me the
guys
fuck home.
finally.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you finally fucking found me.
I grabbed her in the van. I sat in the van, I wouldn't let go of her.
now she's totally fine.
Yeah, we can open her front. Like, I mean, even before we could open the door, she
sneaks
wouldn't like
outside.
run out.
Yeah.
But she even now she will not go too far away from us.
Really?
Yeah.
She like sneaks out, and then I mean she gets like curious, but I think
My
she
mom
just
wanted
likes
to take her
to-
for a walk, and lady trusts my mom, but like not to that extent where like we're gonna go somewhere I'm not used to.
Yeah.
And when she took her for a walk, she used like a lanyard you put on your neck, like with a clip on that you put
Yeah.
your keys. She used that as a leash, and it just popped. And instead of being like, "Oh shit," she was like, "What are you doing?" And then the lady's like, "Ah, don't like that."
Yeah.
And then everybody else like, "Get the dog." So everyone's like trying to grab at her, and she's terrified of everybody. She's like, she just took off.
Yeah.
Like
Aw.
her brain just shut down. And
We
she
still
fucking
think she was trying to get to my mom's house. We're not sure.
Maybe.
We don't know why she would cross the street
Yeah.
to go that way, and that's the only time she
Maybe
would,
she just
like,
think, "Yeah,
she
this
would
is
go that
fun."
way to go to my mom's all the time.
Mhm. We're like, yo, keep an eye on your front porch.
For a coyote or a small deer.
Yeah.
Or a coyote deer
Yeah.
hybrid.
I'm glad she didn't make it that far. She probably would have got hit if she made it to town.
Yeah.
So I'll go one on this list. So the Hopkinsville Goblins, we did a whole episode of that. We know about that. The Hopkinsville. And then I like this one. I want to do an episode on this one. The Oklahoma Octopus.
Wow.
Yes. We're all about some Bigfoot here in Oklahoma, what with the festival and all, but my personal favorite is the terrifying menace that is the Oklahoma Octopus. Extra points for being alliterative. So there's an octopus that they say lives, and I think it can float on land as well.
Mm.
So
Wow.
we got to
or
do
crawl.
that. Yeah.
So-
So it can kind of float because it's like it might be an alien.
Yeah. So I think what I'm going to start looking into and start getting my next one prepped is Jersey Devil.
Okay, there's tons on that.
Yeah. Do Jersey Devil.
The
I
seventh
feel like
son of a
somebody had it
seventh
as
son.
a pet and dumped it in the sewer. They flushed it
An
down the
octopus,
toilet.
maybe, and they found a dead octopus. It's alive! Run!
Italian places like, we ain't serving this,
Yeah.
this, and that. No calamari.
This one's still
Yeah.
alive.
There's a few on the list. If you guys have anything, join us on our Facebook community page.
Yeah,
and,
post one. Say
post.
Do an episode on this. So these are the melon heads. I like these ones too. Growing up, and this is Kirkland, Ohio. Growing up, we always heard stories about the melon heads that lived in the woods between Kirtland and Chardon, Ohio. Okay, the story that there was a doctor who lived in the woods who somehow acquired a bunch of children, possibly from a mental hospital, and performed experiments on them that caused their heads to become bulbous and misshapen.
I did hear of these ones before.
One night,
yeah.
the children revolted and burned down the doctor's house, and now they roam the woods looking for human contact.
Does it happen if you're like inbred?
Yeah,
Get all
yeah.
funny?
Actually, I forget. There's a condition if you have a big.
you turn into
Mhm.
Hills Have Eyes.
Or like,
Oh, I hate that movie.
I like the
That's what I mean. That
the-
when your head's getting
the not so good Green
Well,
Lantern
they
movie.
were inbred and nuclear.
yeah radioactive.
Yeah,
Yeah,
they're like
radioactive.
radioactive
like
nuclear.
Hector Hammond in the Green Lantern movie. If you ever seen
Dude.
it. It's not that good.
Oh my god! So I found on TikTok because I've been like doing like finding like creepy TikTok where like
Mhm.
people post like
Not
ghosts.
Hills Have Eyes, I hope.
Kinda,
No,
dude.
I don't wanna
It's
see it.
like Hills Have Eyes meets like Wrong Turn.
I don't think I'm gonna like it.
And this guy goes on the porch, right? And oh my god, I have to find it. I think I
Nope.
liked it, but he goes on the porch and it's like this it's like a woman and a dog on her lap, and then another woman, and then like a guy, and they're all like mentally challenged. So I'm
Yeah.
just putting it out there now. I'm not saying that mentally challenged people are scary or anything.
Yeah.
But the way the guy sets up the thing, because he goes around and does like these journalists, like gonzo journalism, and I guess what this family is just like they're an inbred family.
Mhm.
Like they live out in the middle of the woods,
Okay.
and they've been a product of inbred.
Oh.
And the one guy's like,
Because it's not illegal everywhere.
No,
Yeah.
it's not. You're right. There's
Yeah.
some states that allow
and this
it.
lady was just like, he's like, hey, and he's like, you remember me talking? And the guy was like, so the whole time like this is going on, like the camera, you're just like looking around like this is fucking nuts. And then like the dog is barking, and I hear like the dog then quiet, and you hear, "Bow, bow, bow." And you look up at the door, and the one guy's making the dog noise, and the lady's like, shut up, like, but she's blind. Oh, dude,
Aw.
it's a
Right.
creepy, it's a very creepy video, but like
Jeez.
yeah, I wouldn't want to be there at nighttime. It looks like Resident Evil 7, like
Which one is that?
the one where like the family, the creepy family.
Oh,
But,
I don't.
But this guy like interviewed them, and everyone was just like, "Yo, this is the creepiest." Like it was like going on like
Wow.
creepy talks. Yeah,
Creepy talks.
creepy
So,
talks.
How about the lizard man in Lee County, South Carolina, who was a giant lizard?
Yeah.
Lived around Lee County,
Did he
Florida.
turn himself into?
Let's see. The story erupted on the scene and stuck around for years. The report centered around a 7-foot tall lizard man. It was a huge
We need
thing.
Spider-Man.
You know, it's never like a 5'2" lizard man. Nah, he's not that tall. That's
I
Tom.
feel like people
Height
aren't
shaming.
good at heights. Like if somebody were to ask me how tall you are, I'm like, I don't. She's taller than me. I don't
Yeah.
know. Like I don't.
Well, everyone's taller.
She's either 5 foot or 20 foot.
Yeah, like I
know.
don't know. I feel like people are just bad at that.
Yeah, I can
Mhm.
see that too.
And what
So-
do they say? Witness statements are not reliable at all.
Yeah, they did say that.
TV crews from all around the country showed up, and people were selling merchandise on the side of the road. Everything from the lizard man ate my dog to reports of the lizard man running across I-20 carrying a deer after one of the initial reports was proven false. Oh God, chatter began to die down, but for years afterwards, it would fire up again if an unexplained event occurred. There was even a televised resurgence as recently as 2008 when CNN did a bit on it. I'll have to do something on the lizard man.
There was a guy, I remember I watched this story about him. He turned himself into a lizard.
No,
Like he got
yeah,
tattooed
yeah,
and
yeah.
he got like
Oh.
But this is like an
I saw
actual
that.
lizard man. Yeah, I seen that.
Is
guy.
it though?
No, this is the real lizard man.
I
okay?
feel like
This
it's
is like
probably
Reptile from Mortal
not.
Kombat.
It's
Yeah.
probably
It's probably people making
It's
it up.
probably this guy.
In
People
my
are making up
mind,
stories
yeah.
because they're like, oh, he's weird. Let's make up stories about it.
Yeah. True. The
Oh, what day was that supposed to be?
the Honey Island swamp monster in Louisiana, which is basically a swamp Bigfoot. But I would rather him be a swamp thing. A dire wolf
Swamp
in
thing.
Utah, which is it's pretty easy. Loveland frogman. We could do an episode on this. Ohio is one of my local favorites. I love how they have been reported to wield sticks as tools and somehow make them emit sparks. Meaning they must
Wow.
have some kind of magic. Such a quirky and random cryptid, right there.
Magic.
Look,
I
look at him.
like him.
He's like
I
playing,
like him. He's
sticking
fun.
his tongue out, making sparks come out of sticks. The Michigan dog man, that's pretty sad. The bullabak. This is in Netherlands, England. The bullabak lives under a bridge across from one of the many canals in Amsterdam. Children are told that the bullabak might come out of its hiding place and grab them, so they better behave. The Amsterdam Council, not to be outdone, actually named 2 bridges after the infamous bullabak. So a visitor might try out the bridge in the Marnixtraktat crossing the picturesque Broerschrager Canal. So there, if you're going to go on that bridge on the canal, you can see the bullabak in Amsterdam, and they could choose to admire the view, the bridge, blah 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 blah, and that canal, the blow marker.
I think
So-
Pierre,
so the
parents
pull it
just
back,
made
it's
this
a
one up to
troll,
scare
yeah.
Their kids.
Arizona has the Mongolian Monster. In the mountains of central Arizona, we have the Mongolian Monster, a southwestern variant of Bigfoot. First sighting seemed to have been by Boy Scouts in the Payson, Arizona area in the early 1940s. And then we have the Beast of Bray Road. That's like a big dog thing. There are several encounter stories. Probably do an episode on this, ranging from a dog-like humanoid running across a road to 3 of the creatures hunched over a watering hole, observing in secret from a distance. The beast seems to be a human canine hybrid, not a werewolf, which
Wow.
that's the same thing.
Same thing.
Bestiality.
Yeah, it was first reported in 1935, but I don't know that there has been any activity lately. Well, I guess a werewolf is different because it's a human.
So
Turns
you meet
into a wolf
you meet a
man,
girl, right? Fall in love.
Yeah.
Everything's beautiful.
and she's a werewolf.
Everything's beautiful.
Knock her up.
Mhm.
She's like, by the way,
I'm a werewolf.
I'm a werewolf, and you're gonna have a werewolf kid.
Well, but can they shape back and forth? I wouldn't mind. But if it's a hybrid, then you
Yeah, they
kinda-
only turn like full moon.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think it's a dangerous game. You're already at the risk of, a woman on her period, and now
What?
You-
a werewolf.
There's
get-
no risk there.
sometimes they get a little crazy,
Yeah.
We do not get crazy.
and then
It's fine.
now you're risking a full moon on top of it. Whew.
You're crazy.
I mean, they cover this on Dark Air with Terry Carnation.
There's not enough ice cream and chick flicks to get you through that situation. Just got to get out of town.
I don't know. I think I think us
Sleeping with-
ladies are fine.
Sleeping with a silver bullet and a gun. You're like, you better calm the fuck down over there.
Here's a good one. The Tokoloshi in South Africa. In South Africa, the Tokoloshi is
This is like the goblins.
Yeah, kind of. Yeah.
Yeah.
About a foot high, resembling an evil monkey, locals believe that raising the bed above the ground will keep you safe. As a kid, I love climbing on the beds raised up on bricks or empty paint tins. Okay, why
Yeah,
is that?
because I'll
even-
grab your feet.
Here's a good one.
Oh,
The
that's
bunny yip.
interesting.
The bunny yip in Australia. The bunny yip is a First Peoples legend, a creature who generally lives around water holes and billabongs. Traditionally, they are scary creatures, often translated as an evil spirit, but there are also stories of friendly bunny yips, and almost all kids who grew up there are familiar with the children's book Alexander Bunny Yip. There are some theories that may be based on one of the many megafauna that populate Australia. Hey, Australia has weird animals.
They
So-
do.
So a crazy bunny.
Big ass spiders too.
Had most
think-
of the,
Yeah.
a lot of that stuff got they lost a lot of population.
And this is the one we got to do. The snallygaster. That's in Maryland.
I do have a news
Maryland.
I
article.
want to do
there.
that one.
Sure.
I have a news article.
And that's what we'll end it with the snallygaster because I want to do him at some point.
Yeah. So, back in the Trump era, he signed a COVID relief bill, and a part of that relief bill that he signed that went through into effect is that our government has to release information
Mhm.
on extraterrestrial,
Reliefs?
Oh, yes.
extraterrestrial thing, and I believe that due date is coming up, where they had a due date to get it out.
Okay.
Didn't they do
and-
it yet? I thought they did.
They
Maybe-
released a little bit.
Like they're saying 84 different alien species or
They
something.
had to give
That
them
didn't
time
come
to
out
get
yet.
their story
None of
out.
that came out yet, but they pretty much released the videos of military craft having them on like their dash cam, I guess, in a way, and they released a little bit. But this article says the truth is out there, and this is from the Parent Valley Times, so take it as you will. But the truth is out there. Nevada is a hot spot for UFO sightings and conspiracy theories regarding the government cover-up. Area 51 has long been rumored to be a location where UFOs are hidden from the public. Some believe that somewhere amidst Area 51, vast desert acreage, is a heavily guarded underground lab where government keeps studies captured alien craft and possibly even aliens themselves.
Another 51.
Another interesting thing is, I guess they released like Fitbit or some type of watch that has like GPS tracking in it, and it sends off like heat signatures. So you can be like, oh, we have this many users in this location. So like, it's not like a spy thing, but they put it in their features of their watch so they can kind of see as a database where all of their users are activated. And they released the heat signatures of like, oh, here's how many users we have. Here's our heat
Yeah,
signature.
to show
map.
how popular it is.
And interesting enough, some of these heat signatures are in locations where people aren't like living.
Oh.
And if you follow the heat signatures, it looks like as if there's like in certain areas underground like traveling roads.
Oh, okay.
Wow.
So there's theories that how we're talking underground bases
Yeah,
and stuff
yeah.
like that. So
I'm sure.
and there's a conspiracy theories that sometimes like people would get into like a a tunnel system in California
Mhm.
and somehow be in Nevada in within like minutes.
Yeah, they like teleport. Yeah.
Kind of, and then like I know like Elon Musk was talking about he wants to develop underground systems where kind of like a bank vault where you get in and just and you shoot like in a low pressure area and just shoot across the country
and like a high like the Japanese rail trains.
kind of, but
yeah.
even faster.
Yeah.
And they're talking about like that's where they want to go eventually with technology, and now
Yeah.
it's kind of starting to show maybe that's already in place.
Yeah, well,
But
we-
only
we
for
really
certain
try
people.
everything, Yeah.
Who's
So-
using it?
Government officials, I guess.
The high elite.
That's how the Men in Black get to where they need to be.
Mm-hmm.
You just they get in
Oh.
their little pods and shoot across the country.
Oh.
I mean, likelihood, who knows? But interesting. But we soon may finally get some factual information from our federal government about UFOs. Maybe if we do, because the legislation President Trump signed into law last year, $2.3 trillion bill did a couple of things. It provided millions of Americans with badly needed corona relief aid, and it diverted impending government shutdown. This bill ran for more than 5,500 pages and contained an Intelligence Authorization Act for fiscal year of 2021, which carried itself as provisionals in a committee comment section. Beneath it, says reads the advanced aerial threats. And it pretty much said that the FBI and task force have to release this information about what they know. It's going on here to read that like other presidents have asked for this information before and they were denied. Like Clinton was big, where he's like, if I find out, I'll release whatever I know. And Clinton was never given that access ever. He was out openly saying like, I asked and they wouldn't give me clearance.
Wow.
Like some presidents were giving clearance to it, some weren't.
I think it depends on what else is going on in the world.
Yeah.
Yeah. I know like when Bernie was on Rogan's podcast, he said, if I get elected, I'll tell you everything I know.
Oh, yeah, he would.
And they're like, yeah,
there
goes your chances.
Yeah.
And we see how the
the
you see how the Democratic Party screwed him out of it. So.
Yeah.
They want to distract us from everything else.
Yeah.
Let's give them aliens.
I
and don't forget
definitely-
about the.
I don't know if there's anything in there like. I don't think they're like this is Mizaroth of Victorian 6. I don't think you're gonna get that. But
Yeah.
if I say we found these crafts or whatever, they're empty or pieces. Are we seeing this?
Yeah, it'd be interesting for the people who are like so anti extraterrestrial life
Yeah.
to be like, our government's like, no, we have recovered bodies that
I
are
don't
not from this
believe
world. You know what I mean? And like,
That'd be something. Yeah.
it would be crazy to like admit that we are 100%. Like, I don't know. It'd be
I feel like
interesting.
they'll still not believe it, and they'll just hate the conspiracy.
Yeah,
They're
yeah.
making
Yeah.
it up.
But you
to
would think like
whatever.
if you understand science at all, how big the universe is, there has to be living something somewhere.
Yes.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Right?
we're not
I
the
mean, they
only
don't
ones.
necessarily have to be evil and want to take over the world or other worlds, but
They could just be explorers.
yeah. Or they could just be,
Or they can
animals basically.
They
You
can
know,
be here to kill us all.
like
It just doesn't
could,
make
but-
sense, though. We're the only one.
But we're
Yeah.
definitely not.
it's a very elitist attitude.
Yeah.
So I think
Yeah,
there's something
yeah.
somewhere.
Yeah.
and we're all dumb. Like, if they wanted to come take us over, they easily.
What if
They don't
what
wanna
if the, what
because
if the
we're dumb.
aliens are stupider?
They had to figure something out to get here.
Like
Right?
what if they
Yeah.
have
Maybe they give them too much credit. And they
Yeah,
get
but
here and they're like,
what if
"You guys are geniuses."
the smart ones send the dumb ones? Because like, well,
I mean, that's kind of
in
what
case
we
they
did.
don't make it.
They're like, "Go ahead, Columbus. You go
Well,
overseas."
yeah. I know how they said they'll send a monkey into space first.
Yeah.
What about the aliens send like their low lives here first? they're idiots and they crash the thing. Oh fuck!
Yeah.
You never know.
Don't know how they decide. That's true.
It's actually a pretty good idea.
Why would you send your
You're
elite-
smartest.
yeah.
Yeah. That's smart. Oh my god, I never thought of that. So like, every time an alien comes here, it's like they're lower. It's like
it's the job
us,
of
like-
aliens.
it's like us sending our hillbillies.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They
That's
just
awesome.
don't know anything. Like I don't know.
Yeah.
Well,
Maybe it's not their dumbest, but maybe it's like in the middle.
Or
No,
the bad
they're
ones,
absolute
like Stitch,
dumbest.
they just get like,
Yeah, they're like, oh,
get out of here.
let's get rid of these guys.
They send
These
all their
assholes.
war criminals to us.
Yeah.
Like we get all like
The
the
bad guys.
murderous
They
aliens.
come here for
Or the explorers.
They're like,
they're
listen,
Christopher
you
Columbus, I
can't live
guess.
here anymore. Get out of here.
Mhm.
You do weird butt experiments. We don't want you here. And then like they come here and they're like, we're gonna probe everybody. Look at all these creatures to probe.
And then get sick and die.
They're like, can we go to this planet? Do they have buttholes?
Yeah.
You're like, they do. We're there.
Mosquitoes.
Or maybe they're scientists and they want to learn and gather info.
If an alien came down to you, free,
I talked to them.
I gave you
And he-
$5.
and he said, listen,
No, thank you.
I'm conducting some research. We need your butthole.
No.
No.
You can have his, though.
Your butthole can save the universe.
I would say, no,
is
but my
it
friend Heidi said you
is
could
it-
have her husband.
Okay, wait. Is it like save the universe
It
or just
possibly
for
can.
fun? Like,
I mean, they're selling it to you as if it's saving the universe.
Yeah, because
I don't know.
Galactus is
what
coming.
part of the universe?
and
Like,
he's
am
gonna
I in
destroy
danger?
their planet.
There's no time for this, Heidi. We need
Our
your butthole
world
right
in
now.
danger?
There's no time for this.
Listen, I'm not a
They're
ride or
coming.
die. I've got questions. Like, I need to know what's going on.
I'm like, you better have lube. You better have extraterrestrial lube.
I need proof that this is gonna make a difference.
If they had enough technology to fly a craft,
I feel like
from
they could
another
do it and you
planet,
wouldn't even notice.
Yeah. Then the technology to scan, they could probably just scan you by.
Yeah.
No,
You know,
that's their thing. That's
Also,
what they're
like, what
into.
do you get out of a butthole?
I don't know.
If anything,
Nothing.
I would think they would go through your ear and like
Yeah,
scope
but-
your brain out.
Yeah.
Or
well, they
like
wanna look-
scan your
There's
eye.
plenty
Your
of
brain?
situations. I mean, what was the one Kryptonite podcast where they talked about the one person story where like
They cut them apart. And put
they,
back
they
together?
cut them
Like,
apart
yeah,
and put them back together?
Yeah.
They
What-
cut people
I mean,
apart
I
and
get
put them
that.
back
That
This
together.
makes
lady
sense.
said that she literally they cut her appendages off and they like peeled her stomach open and took out all of her
I
body
want to
parts,
see what they
and
do.
she was completely awake for the whole thing.
Was she in pain?
No, No pain, no
Because
blood,
of
nothing.
they're
technology, and they put it all
crazy,
back
yeah.
together.
Yeah,
I
no
feel like
scars,
that makes
nothing.
sense. They
Was
would
she
see how
okay?
things work, but
Yeah.
like, what do you get out of your butt?
Was she
Yeah, I don't-
emotionally
yeah.
okay?
Oh no, emotionally.
Would you
fucked.
be?
I would not.
Emotionally fucked. But she don't remember any of it until she was hypnotized. She was hypnotized, and then it all came out.
I forget. And they said like the aliens look like a rector set, like very robotic and like
Yeah.
you know, like I think it had like 6 arms or something like that. I forget. Yeah,
Yeah.
I remember that one. That was a good
I
one.
wish I had 6 arms.
Nice.
Pretty cool.
Was that all?
Four
Was that the
arms.
alien
Yeah.
race, or was that like the
No idea.
alien doctor, maybe
No idea.
That,
Or
like,
their-
said where they whatever took them.
surgical?
Yeah, it could have been
Equipment.
a robot or something.
Mm-hmm.
But that
Poor
was a good
thing.
episode. Yeah. And her husband too was taken apart and then put back together.
Yeah. Oh no,
I mean, that
her
makes
brother.
sense.
Or yeah, something. Yeah, it was.
They were in a
See how it
car,
worked.
and she was sitting in the front seat, and then next thing they know, this giant light hit them, and she ended up in the back seat, and her brother and her mother were sitting outside of the car. Like the car was pulled over. She went from the front seat to the back seat, and her brother went from the front seat or the back seat to outside of the car, and her mother was outside the car, and the car was stopped, and all the doors were open, and they had like a huge loss of time. And then when her and her brother like went to like therapy, and they like did like to find out what's going on, that's when they all remembered it. And she said that her brother remembers it too, but he wouldn't talk about it.
Oh,
It's like a weird story.
But it's like when the aliens now couldn't they find the internet first and then just get all the information off that and be like, oh, now we're good.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah, we're good now.
people watch porn all the time, but they still want to give it a shot.
Yeah,
you
but
know,
I mean,
They're
I
like,
don't
you
know.
can only watch so many YouTube videos.
Yeah.
And maybe they don't believe like what we have to say.
I guess, but
They
if you have
think we're
access to
stupid.
all the internet and you can,
Imagine if
Transfer
you
the
can take off
language.
a limb with no blood.
yeah, but
I don't know,
I don't know what the benefit for that is.
dude.
I was wondering that too. What did they gain from
All
that?
right, we did it.
I feel like maybe they just want to see how
All right,
things
throw that
work.
arm in the garbage.
I don't
Yeah.
know.
Give her a cybernetic.
I don't know. Like I think if an alien came down, like we want to do, yes,
Do it.
do it. I don't give a fuck.
Yeah.
Maybe you'll give me superpowers.
I
what are you
mean,
gonna do?
I
Yeah.
would
Can
be
you give me
grateful.
superpower?
Yeah.
I'd be grateful if they asked my permission and didn't just hack me up.
No, they just. I mean, they asked as much permission as just
Yeah.
by beaming you down and bringing you up to their ship.
What
and
if it's like Doctor Who and then they show
I
you
mean,
the
then you
wonders
don't
of
really have a
the
choice,
universe.
so whatever.
Yeah.
I die.
What was the other story on Kryptonite where the guy he said he was in contact with aliens and then he disappeared the one night. They never found him or his truck or anything.
That's
And-
the guy that built the UFO in his backyard.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's pretty cool. If you looked that up, his UFO, and he used to hang out with this 14-year-old kid and they'd smoke weed in the UFO.
Yeah,
I forget his name. Mark something.
he
or-
just disappeared one day.
Yeah.
He's like
he wrote a letter and then
he wrote a letter saying they
gone.
told me that they're coming and they're going to come within the guise of a storm so they can hide within the storm so they don't get found by like technology and they're going to take him away
And
and
he used to
and
what? Hang out with a 14-year-old kid?
Yeah. But no sexual stuff.
yeah, it wasn't weird. Like he pretty much was like the town's weirdo because he was like super into like he was a great engineer. Like he can build anything and makes things, but he can never figure out like he was obsessed with how like a UFO can use anti-gravity
Yeah,
movement.
I always believe like.
And this one neighborhood kid was just like he built the UFO in his yard and he would like sit in it and try to build stuff and learn stuff. And this kid was like
Yeah, because he was really smart. Like even from a young age, like he took a whole train apart, and put it back together.
he found a train in the woods,
yeah, and took it apart.
took it apart and restored it and like got it running.
The kid?
This guy.
Oh, this guy.
Yeah. Like
I feel like I believe in it. It's all whatever. everything's
Granger
possible,
Taylor
but-
was his name.
yeah.
Yeah, I also just believe that people are shitty and like someone probably killed this guy and buried him somewhere.
He left a note to his parents saying, "I'm going to be okay."
Yeah, but
he left
somebody
all
could
of,
have forged the note.
he left
because
all of
everyone
his money.
knew
Yeah,
how
yeah.
he was.
he gave all of his money to his parents and he said, "I'll be back in like 10 years."
Did he come back?
So
Never.
I here's the
See,
note.
that's what I mean.
It
Like I
says,
feel like
"Dear mother and father," and this was 1980. I have gone away to walk aboard an alien spaceship. As recurring dreams assured, a 42-month interstellar voyage to explore the vast universe, then return. I am leaving behind all my possessions to you, as I will no longer will require the use of any of them. Please use the instructions in my will as a guide to help. Love, Granger. That's the note he left.
it just sounds sketchy to me. Like I feel
Yeah,
like
well,
somebody
yes.
didn't like this guy or thought he was weird and they decided to kill him and just leave a note because everyone knew
They
that
never
he
found
liked it.
him or his truck,
Yeah, truck fragments and bones.
How many
were
times have
found.
people disappeared? and
but not
they
of the
never
same
found
truck
anything?
because they said it was a different color.
Yeah.
like I feel like people disappeared all the time and you never find anybody.
Yeah.
Like I feel like I don't know, not that it's impossible, but like if he
It-
said
it
he
is
was
a-
coming back and he never came back, it just seems sketchy.
It is a very cool story. They did a whole episode on them.
Yeah.
Ranger Taylor.
I feel like if
something, look it up.
aliens said
Hey,
we're
we'll do
taking
it.
you for 10 years, we'll bring you back in 10 years.
Hey, well,
Unless
well,
their
if
10 years aren't the same 10 years.
yeah.
Would you
it's
go, but
different.
you're not allowed to tell me?
I don't know. Probably not.
I probably would.
You hate
That
me.
was in 1980. I'm trying to get a
I
picture.
want to go
of
see
it.
extraterrestrial life. Anything's possible.
So that's what he.
Oh,
actually built
shit.
In his backyard.
What?
Netflix just dropped
spaceship.
something.
Cool. Oh, that's pretty cool.
That is cool.
Remember that show I told you guys I was fucking in love with? Haunted, where they did like document series of different ghost stories and they would like reenact them and film them.
Okay.
Season 3 just dropped. I
Oh.
fucking love that show. I was trying to find because I was watching something on Netflix and I really, really, really enjoyed it.
Circle.
Oh, I watched Circle. Yeah, that was fun. That has nothing to do with anything.
So they
here,
never
though.
found any remains of this guy.
Never.
He just like disappeared after he wrote that note.
I could have sworn I watched a
I don't
documentary
know.
the
I
other
mean,
day.
maybe
I mean, someone could have. Yeah,
I
I
just
could have killed him,
don't
or maybe
trust
he just
people. I just
ran
feel
away.
like people are shitty, and somebody probably killed him and forged a note because they knew that he was obviously
A little,
aliens
yeah,
and
off,
he could just
yeah.
make a note. And it's that he
What-
didn't
what's
take
the
any of his
80s?
stuff.
Yeah.
Like, what a good way to not have to hide any of his stuff. Just be like,
Yeah.
oh, it's all to you.
Yeah. Oh, he went with the aliens. We didn't kill him.
Skeptical. I
Put him
don't
in the
trust
stripping
anyone.
hole. You know.
Yeah, I don't trust anyone.
All right, well that'll do it. Bree, what do you got to plug? What do you got going on today?
Well, I was talking with John, and he said that his book is out on Amazon for anybody to check out, and you can find the rest of his books out there as well.
His brand new. What was is it the new one with the one he did with what's his name's daughter?
Yes, with Claude's daughter.
Claude's daughter.
Yeah, with Jessica. Yes.
Cool, and that's out on Amazon now.
Yep, Amazon. And all of his other collection is there as well. had the-
What shirt are we wearing today?
Oh, so this is a shirt from Francesca's, which is one of my favorites, like little boutiques. It just says no risk, no magic. So basically, take a chance and try something new.
There you go. See, the aliens come down.
There you go.
No risk, no magic.
Depends what kind of risk we're talking about here.
He's gonna show you the universe.
You have no idea. You gotta roll the dice. What if aliens came? Like you're driving home, and they pull you up, suck you out of the car, and they're like, "Bree, we're gonna show you the universe, the galaxy. You're gonna be gone for 10 years. Are you in? Got to come right now."
I mean, I'd like to see the universe and stuff like that, but I have family and stuff.
No, you can't say anything. It's
You
a
can't say
situation.
anything to
Nope,
anybody.
we're going right now. Because if we stay in this orbit any longer, the government's gonna find we're here. We got to go.
See, I don't
Yes
like
or
that.
no?
I don't like not being able to tell my family.
I know it's not an easy question or an easy
No.
situation. What do you do?
I mean, I'd love to see it, but I'd
What
hate
do you
to
do?
leave my my husband.
I'm
and
out.
Dogs. Yeah,
I'm out.
I can't do it.
I think I'd probably go.
Yeah, you'd
Yeah.
have to. If you,
But I don't have no. Just my mom.
Yeah, but then your mom would worry about
Yeah,
you, and
but you know,
listen, everyone's gonna
I
worry.
get to see the
Sad.
world. I mean, well, the universe.
Yeah, the
your
universe.
mom would be worried. She would think something happened
No.
to you.
Yeah, but
If you came home and,
And
you're
then what
like,
if you
universe.
don't get to come back before she dies?
listen,
I get to see the universe. I don't get to see all the
Yeah.
planets and dinosaurs.
this isn't like I'm taking to Hawaii for a week. This is like,
Yeah. Just say, hey, we're going to look at the farm.
yeah, this is a huge opportunity.
I
Yeah.
don't know.
If you came home,
Shoot
If
laser
it was
guns.
just me, then I'll
if
be
you
like,
came
yeah,
home and you're
go.
like, Tony, something crazy happened. You're like, what? You're like, I
Yeah,
was
but then
driving
you'd
home.
think I was batshit crazy.
Oh, I 100%
You would
would.
send me to 5P
I
all
would.
the way.
I would lock
like-
you. I would lock you up and throw away the key.
And what if they like wipe your memory before you come back? Then it was a waste. You wasted 10 years of your life. Your whole
Mhm.
family's moved on or dead,
yeah,
and
that-
you can't even
That'd be a
remember what
waste
happened.
if they wiped your
Yep.
memory. Hopefully
Yeah.
they don't.
But you don't know.
And you came home and you're like, yo, aliens said I can leave. I'm gonna go to the galaxy. I'm like, what the fuck are you doing here?
Yeah, but you said I couldn't tell you.
No, you were allowed. No, you couldn't tell me right then. You chose not to went and you go because you're
Oh.
like, I would have missed Tony.
But I would think they would also wipe your brain and not let you remember that they asked you if you said no.
Not in my scenario.
Well, your scenario's dumb. And
I
I'm
created
being
it.
realistic. And they obviously, if you can't tell anybody, that means they don't want anybody to know, which means they're going to wipe your memory.
No, what if you live with them forever?
Well, then obviously you live with them forever. But
So I'd have to bring like family members, my dog.
They don't have that much
Dog.
space.
just one of your
Yeah,
dogs?
come on.
No, I meant to say dogs.
Oh, you could pick one dog and one family member who's gone.
Oh, I don't want to choose one.
This ship ain't that
Just
big. eh?
one. I mean, I love all my family.
You can only pick two. One dog, one family
Yeah.
member.
Oh, well.
Who's going?
I take my own cat that I have.
Yeah.
There we go.
You can get one other guess who you take.
I don't know. I'm gonna say, you know what? I'm good.
I'm good.
just need my
don't
cat.
need
Yep.
anyone else.
You wouldn't bring your mom?
No.
I wouldn't bring my
She
mom.
wouldn't want to see the universe.
Yeah,
She's
my
not
mom-
into
my
it.
mom's happy where
I'd
she is.
bring you and my dog.
Yeah, we have no choice. That's it.
Yeah.
That's an easy pick
The
for
rest
you.
of my family needs my mom. So
I would
I would
say,
take
can I
you.
get like a laser gun instead? No.
All right, so for your situation, you can either take Lady or me.
I don't
Wow.
know.
Wow.
See, it's not easy to make choices.
See,
It's
for her
not
though,
easy.
for her, this is what you're probably thinking. You're like, if I take Lady, at least
Flip a coin.
she's not alone. Where if you take me, a lady's by herself.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Actually, I totally forgot that I could take you, and I was like, "Well, you're not gonna take our lady."
I would give it a shot.
Yeah, lady would be all alone.
Yeah.
I'd have to take lady. Plus, I feel like she'd protect me more than you would.
No, they got big.
She would fucking bark and run.
They got mutant
She
big
might bite
alien
them.
dogs.
She might bite them. You don't know.
Yeah, but they have the telekinesis.
Yeah.
We're up against the
Like,
wall.
shut the fuck up, dog.
I don't know though, because then they might want to like
Eat her.
eat her, or chop her
Yeah.
up or something. Maybe take you. Maybe you'll distract them, and I could get away.
You can't run. Bad lungs.
You can't run from the aliens.
Yeah. What do you think this is?
It'll zap you.
Andy, what are you rocking today?
I found at another one of my I do have my Goblin shirt on from Kryptonite.
Kryptonite podcast. If you're a fan of what we do, listen to them because they're way better. No, they do a really good job. I'm a fan of their podcast.
I got the Fresno Nightcrawler shirt. Came today.
Did it?
Yes, it did. I got a gray one. This one's purple. So you can pick your color for the new shirts. And
Oh,
they
the
had, I
color
forget
and
the
the-
artist, but yeah, it's pretty cool. The little Goblin. It says Goblins are real on it. Nice.
I like the little alien in the sky.
Yeah, he's like got a little skull there. And then the Fresno Nightcrawlers, there's two of them on it. That's pretty cool. I got that in the heather gray.
Yeah.
But I found another podcast that's in Pennsylvania, but I couldn't find out where. They're called Paranormal Punchers, and there's 4 people. And it's pretty good. They
Yeah.
talk about all different kinds of Bigfoot. They just did one on the Mantis Man. That was pretty cool.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Reach out.
Paranormal one.
Maybe
I
reach
didn't
out for
know.
a
That's what I was
collaboration.
thinking. You can buy a comic book on their website and a shirt.
Wow.
And it's up to date. The Mantis Man one just came out last week. So Paranormal Punchers on wherever you find a podcast.
I'll follow them right now.
Some added
And
me
they-
on Facebook or on Instagram.
They have a Facebook group too that I joined, but they don't have a page,
Oh,
which is
they
the
do.
yeah. There's a girl and there's 3 dudes. So
Maybe we'll reach out. Maybe we'll do a
I
collaboration.
don't know where. I couldn't find out where. Like I'm on their website right now, and they did say something about Pennsylvania, and they were talking about the Alba Twitch, and they knew
Wow,
the
they
area.
have a pretty big following. Good for them.
Yeah, they have a Patreon shop. Contact us.
2.6 thousand followers on
Wow.
Castbox. That's just Castbox.
Wow, how about it?
Good for them. 222,000. 22,000 listeners. Or 22,000 plays. Good for them. Yeah, I'll follow them.
Yeah,
Good.
I want to get the $7 for their print comic. $2 to get the PDF. But yeah, I was just typing in supernatural, or did I type in paranormal because different things will come up, and then I found it. I was like, oh, that's pretty good. And there was another one too, real quick. I don't have as much information, and it was called. What was it called here? Hold on a second. It was called Chaos and Shadow.
Ooh,
Yeah, and it has a cool little like triangle with the tentacles coming out.
Nice.
very
Yeah, the
interesting.
paranormal podcast. So there we go.
Heidi, what do you got to plug?
Chill Out's open in Shenandoah. You want some ice cream?
That's
There
an
you go.
ice cream. That's a local ice cream shop. So if you're
Yeah.
listening-
So if you're living in Jersey, you
Yeah,
have no idea.
go
what
fuck
she's talking about.
yourself.
Yeah.
You have to find your own ice cream in Jersey. Sorry,
Yeah.
guys.
Or
Unless you want
come
to
all the way
travel
up
to
here.
Shenandoah.
Yeah.
And you're
The
wearing your
lovely town
Not
of
Cool in High
Shenandoah.
School podcast.
Yep.
I can see those spots that Nikolai missed. I am wearing my McKenna, Kaya McKenna. I almost said her. I do listen.
Shoot name, brother.
Yeah, don't fucking ever. If you're in the wrestling business, I don't want to ever learn your shoot name. I can't. I'm fucking. Once I learn it, I can't differentiate the two. I'm awful. So Kaya McKenna, and she's also into like the witchcraft and stuff. She's into like spiritual and
Mhm, Wicked.
That.
Wiccan.
Cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm wearing the shirt because that's kind of her thing. And
Puffin.
like my bubs.
Yeah. and a little easy on the eyes. I want to say.
Very pretty girl. Yeah.
Yeah.
She's part of a really cool training program. She's one of the people they've been saying for a while, like pays her dues. She goes in, she's the first one there. She'll set the ring up. She's all about it. And then she just made like her actual in-ring debut, like GCW or something like that.
I think so. Yeah. Something. Like that.
Yeah, it's a pretty big event. She's also very, very talented graphic art design artist. She works a lot with the Camp Leap Frog stuff.
Mhm.
So very, very cool. Wanted to show her some support. I actually have her sticker as well. The Divine Darling, the Triple Goddess, the
Ooh.
Conduct of Karma, Kaya McKenna.
Wow.
Yeah.
Conduct of karma.
Conduit.
Conduit. Yeah, that's it.
Conduit,
Conduit,
yeah,
not
right.
conduct. Conduct is
She's
like
the convict. That's
Carlos?
another person. The
that-
convict. of karma. That's what
conduit.
she's trying to say.
Conduit is when you.
It like
Yeah, yeah.
connects and
Typing.
things travel through it.
Yeah. I'm thinking of something else. What did I say first? The word.
Conduct, you said first.
Yeah. There it is. That'll do
I
it.
thought of Carlos.
Episode
Carlos
24.
Conduct.
24 in the books. I don't think we're recording a Patreon tonight because I have to pack all this stuff up and get it ready to go for tomorrow. If you guys want to hang out, though, you're more than welcome to while I do that.
I'm sleepy. I didn't get a nap.
But we'll see you guys next time. Here is some Coffin Casket Company with the Mothman emerges. Ooh.